Hello, my name is JalBagel, and this is Monster Hunter Wilds Any%. If you guys don't know what this game is, this is the newest installment to Capcom's Monster Hunter series, Monster Hunter Wilds, released on PlayStations, Xboxes, and PC. We'll be playing on PC today. This is the Any% category, a brand new file to the first set of credits after the low rank experience of the game. So we get to play through all of low rank of the game. Oh, you know what's a great question? I don't know what my estimate is because I am bad at remembering these things. If I remember correctly, it was 3 hours. Yes, my estimate is 3 hours. And it's for a couple of different reasons. The likelihood is we're going to finish about 2 hours and 50 minutes, but the estimate is 3 hours for a couple of reasons. One, this is a brand new game. This game came out in the end of February, practically March 2025. So the game's only been out for about 2 months as of recording. Two, we're learning a ton about this game every single day, and the point of the game that we're at in learning it, there's a lot of inconsistencies and some luck and RNG required to go a lot faster. But the 3 hour estimate kind of takes into consideration that. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. 3 hours real time. My timer is going to be in game time, but we'll check out real time after the run. First things first, I wanted to talk about the incentives that I was going to submit for this run. Right off the bat, we have the Hunter and Palico names bid war. I usually run those as two separate bid wars for Monster Hunter games. So there's one bid war to name the Hunter and one bid war to name the Palico. Those are always really popular. I try to raffle off the names at the beginning of every run, which we did today. So we'll show those names here in a second. And then our other incentive is the Pet the Poogie incentive. There is a little pet pig in the Monster Hunter franchise. He was in Monster Hunter World, and he returns in Monster Hunter Wilds, and we get to pet him. We can pet him. We can stop, and we can take a little detour to pet him. And I think it is very important to do that because it's a very cute pet pig. And so we'll show off that a little bit, too, in the run. It takes seconds to actually show off, so it's nothing that adds a ton of time to the runtime to the estimate. There we go. So yeah, this is Monster Hunter Wilds Any%. So really quick, I'm gonna go ahead and set up our hunter. Nice little cool thing about this game is that they let us choose our starting armor, and we're actually gonna choose some very specific armor. It's always really cool when speedrun strategies happen before the game even starts, right? So we're gonna go ahead and change our starting armor, and we want to change to leather. And we can change specifically each part. We're going to change our arms off of the leather to chainmail. What this is going to do for us is going to give us levels of botanist, which give us more materials when we gather plant like gatherables, and one level of mining geologist, which is going to allow us to gather more bone and mineral materials when we're out exploring the world. And this actually is really, really important to the routing of the run because it means we can gather a lot of the materials really early on, so we can ignore them kind of later, and even later they're not as prevalent. So it actually is a really cool optimization. The trade away is that this armor has no defense and no offensive skills, so we are really much leaning into us playing the game really, really well, especially because our first armor equipment upgrade won't come until about an hour and a half into the speed run, if I remember correctly. About almost 2 hours into the speed run, we won't upgrade our armor, and it's only a 3 hour speed run. So for the majority of it, we're going to be playing with the base, very low defense armor. But the cool thing is that we change our weapon quite frequently, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we jump into the run. I'm just going to go ahead and name our Hunter and Palico pair here. So if I remember correctly, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, our Hunter's name was JalDonut. It's a great name. And our Palico's name is Rove's Hero. If you guys don't know who Rove is yet, you will meet him, and we'll talk about why we get to meet him. Some things the game lets us do is turn off some of the tutorials. I wish they let us turn off all of them, but alas. Wait, did I make it Jal don't? Do I need to fix that? Why is my controller not connecting? Hello? There we go. Did I make it Jal don't? Oh, but I almost did. Okay. I just want to make sure. We gotta get it right. So we're going to make sure that we see as little tutorials as possible because it's an extra input and it stops us from playing the game. We also can choose to turn off some tutorials. We've played this game before, so we don't want that. When we hit yes right here, time will start. The timer doesn't actually start until from the second we gain control of the character, but it's kind of hard to tell. So this is where we time real time starting at. So add a couple of seconds onto this. It doesn't take long for the game to launch. So yeah, without further ado, this is Monster Hunter Wilds 90% in 3, 2, 1, go. So right out the gate, they did a absolutely incredible, amazing thing for the quality of life of this game in allowing us to skip cutscenes. When the game finally loads here, I'll get to skip this cutscene. Nice, and we're going to skip another one. There is a ton of story to this game, and I'll try to paraphrase a little bit what's going on, but to make a long story short, for the very beginning of the game, we are a part of a hunting expedition, a part of the commission, where we are searching into the, I believe it's the eastern region of the continent, to an area called the Forbidden Lands. We had never been over here before. The commission hasn't ventured over here before, so it's all unknown territory. And we thought it was entirely uninhabited until the first time a couple years ago we came here and we found a young boy named Nata who got separated from his village. We've just found him wandering around in this desert. So a couple years later, we are actually returning to this area to investigate Nata's home. We want to help him get back to where he belongs, and that is our job as the hunter of this in this commission. So the whole story revolves around trying to find Nata's home, and it's going to follow a very mysterious enemy, monster, I should say. Right off the get-go, though, you'll notice that we're riding a very funky-looking dog. This is called a sacred, and they're birds. If you ever played Monster Hunter Rise, it'll be a little reminiscent of the Palamute, right? Palamute controls a lot better than these things do. We just kind of gotta deal with them. But really quick, we found a girl who was riding these sacred, and we're trying to help her escape these Leviathan monsters called Balahara. A lot's happening right now. The fun thing to know about this section is there are three required inputs this entire time. Grab the screamer pod, shoot the screamer pod, and then drop a rock here in a second. So it's actually really funny. There's not much that we actually have to do here. So instead, I'm going to talk about the other things about this category. So if you've never played a Monster Hunter game, there's a variety of different weapons. There's 14 of them, and for this route, I'm going to be using one of them, and that's Charge Blade. And Charge Blade's a really cool and unique weapon in that it has two modes, a sword and shield mode and an axe mode. And while it's in the axe mode, the weapon does a considerable amount of damage and also can knock out the monster. It can stun them and put them onto the ground. You're going to see that a ton throughout this, where I'm going to be kind of sight reading the fights and making decisions. So this is our handler, Alma. Everyone loves her. She wants me to take a quiz to know which weapon I want to play, but I'm going to skip that, and I'm just going to grab the weapon I want. This is a new addition to the game, too. That is the Claw Slinger, where I can kind of just grab materials using a little grappling hook on the end of my rope here. And that's what I kind of just did right there. I grabbed a parashroom that was out of my field of vision, but was in my targeting menu. Was just able to grab it really quick before running over to the sacred. A lot of the movement and the routing in this game is kind of dependent. It's built around what we can grab with the slinger. Going into my crafting menu here really quick and just setting a couple things to auto-craft. We'll talk more about those materials later. Just for now, know that I was able to do that really quick while we're waiting for a little cutscene to play out. So we're trying to save the little girl's brother, and to do that we have to fight this monster, Chatacabra. He's a big frog, and this is the game's actual legitimate real tutorial. This is the game teaching us how to play the game, and it takes it's funnily enough one of the longer hunts of the game, but there's just like, please hit me, thank you. It's one of the quests that kind of takes the longest just because it's all scripted out based on the amount of damage that we've dealt and what else the monster is doing. So this is the bread and butter of Charge Blade right here, is this spinning axe. We call it Pizza Cutter. It's really called Savage Axe. And that right there is a KO. You're going to see me do this a bunch to the monsters, but anytime I swing with the axe mode, as long as I have a file, which you can see the top left corner of the screen, I'm going to do a little bit of KO damage too, and I can use that to kind of control these fights a little bit, getting a little off cadence. You saw right there that a tutorial popped up. It's actually going to happen a couple of times during this because the game wants me to learn new mechanics about the game, like this that I'm using right now, which is focus mode. By holding down L2, I can aim the camera and the weapon where I want it to strike. You can't really aim the weapon at all without holding this, but while I'm also holding focus mode, I will generate these little red spots on the monsters called wounds. I broke one really fast right there, and again right there. But wounds are great. They give us special interactions with the monster, additional ways to use our weapons, and if we attack them and break them, it does more damage to the monster. So this is our focus strike tutorial. It's actually really good. I just want to make sure that we don't break this wound until I can do that focus strike. This is a special animation where I get to attack the monster in a very specific way. I just want to make sure I can get my charge back right here. All right, that's good enough. So we have now pretty much finished the tutorial. There's only one more thing that we have to do, and it's... there we go. Guard point this monster. And this is another mechanic introduced in this game, which is perfect guarding, which I already did. But perfect guarding with Charge Blade allows us to enter that Savage Axe mode. And like I said earlier, that's our bread and butter. We want to be using this attack as much as possible. All right, so something else to note about this game is how story quests are designed. Story quests are very unique in that monsters are scripted to leave areas based on specific HP thresholds. So this monster right now has reached an HP threshold that's telling the game to let it leave this area. If they want it to leave this area. However, we can skip that by continuing to lock this monster down. So I can use this flash pod here that I picked up earlier just to stop him from leaving, and it keeps him attacking me. The only other thing that I have to do right now is just get another KO to stop him from leaving so he doesn't lose us a minute. All right, there we go. That's great. So the quest can end here, but it can't end in the other area. So if Chatacabra was able to leave this area, we call that a transition, an area transition, he becomes HP locked, and then we can't finish the quest until he comes back here. It's a very large time loss. It loses about a minute. And so being able to stop the monster in its tracks and finish him off in this area is very, very important. So, hey, we found the little girl's big brother. His name is Ibran, and he's going to be helping us out a ton. Excuse me, Isai, not Ibran. There's a lot of people in this game. There's a lot of names. It's like the very first Monster Hunter where they gave everyone a name. Actually, I guess they did that in Rise, but there's a lot of names in this game, too. So now that we've met Isai, we've brought him back to our interim camp in the Windswept Plains, and this camp is just kind of where the Commission has set up a base of operations to support the hunter. And so all of these people are here to help me and the other hunting teams here. Olivia, that we're talking to right now, is a part of another one of those hunting teams, and there's a couple of different ones in this area, and it's really cool. This game's very cool in the fact that, like, it has a ton of environmental storytelling to it, where the NPCs are having some really interesting conversations talking about, you know, famous hunters in the old world, or talking about exploits happening in the new world, which were the events of Monster Hunter World. They actually have some really neat, like, throwbacks throughout this game. I'll try to call out a couple of them as we approach them. So for helping him out, Isai has agreed to show us some honey. he's going to show us where we find honey. So this is one of the, unfortunately, many auto walk sequences throughout the game, but we can take advantage of the auto walk sequences and do things during them to kind of help set ourselves up for success in the future. One of the first things that I did there, and I will have it finished by the end of this segment, is setting up my radial menu. So the radial menu is this quick access menu that I can access items, craft items, access specific menus. You can use it for a lot of different things. I'll be using it mainly for crafting items, and everything that I'm picking up right now is going to be an item that I use in crafting in some way, shape, or form throughout the run. But mainly, the items that you do need to know about are trapping materials, which are pitfall traps and shock traps, and then tranquilizers. Those are going to help us end quests a lot faster than by normal means. So give me 1 second. I'm going to set this up. We want to have crafting for some potions because, you know, we're going to get hit. This game can be mean sometimes. And then we're also going to set up our trapping equipment. So you can see our pitfall traps, our trank bombs, our trank blades, and then the most important thing, flashes. And so you saw me use a flash earlier. We use flashes a lot to interrupt transitions for most of the monsters that we'll fight. And I'll explain the little nuances, like why we don't interrupt some fights as we go, but because we have found out a lot of very interesting things about this game and how the game progresses in story missions. I do want to preface that, is that everything that I'm going to talk about is mostly specific to story missions, and so it's not really going to apply to, like, end game progression. So if it sounds like something that isn't very enjoyable, don't worry, it's not in the whole game. It's just in part of the game. But I will say this, as someone who played this like very slowly, very casually for their first time, it was a lot of fun to just take my time and take it all in. They did an incredible job. Capcom did an incredible job building a living environment to this game. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. You might be looking at the game though and going like, man, it's really like dark and gray and drab. The maps go through various weather cycles. There's 3 different weather cycles that the map can move through, and the one that we are currently in here in the plains is the fallow. It's not going to be really relevant because the weather changes are scripted during the low rank story. Ooh, look, it's a special. I can't remember his name. It's like a Dark Strider or something like that. Endemic life in this game too is really cool. You could spend hours just exploring and finding different things to look at, and I absolutely love that about this game. We can turn that off too. So did I? Yeah, I set that up, right? Yeah, I set that up. All right, cool. Just making sure I'm doing my things while I'm talking. Hey, this is my first time ever doing commentary for this run, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So these auto walking segments do give us some breather between fights and allow us to make sure that we have our equipment set up and our items set up for the next thing that we're going to be doing. It's also really convenient, especially these first couple of auto walking sequences, is there's a lot of the materials that we just need to do the speed run right here, which is fantastic. It's really, really convenient. And it makes routing this game very, very nice. But I mentioned it's only possible because we're using the leather armor and chainmail gloves to have the extra materials gathering. You'll notice that when I'm picking up things, I'm getting 2 or 3 of each of those items, and without this armor, we'd only be getting 1 of each of those items. So, like, for example, here, we're going to grab this parashroom, and that added 3 parashrooms to my inventory. I just realized my camera's blocking that. So you can't really see that effect, but trust me, it added 3 parashrooms to my inventory. So we returned Isai to the village here that's called Kunafa, and we have left the Sacrets behind. So now we're back to our stupid human legs running around this absolutely massive map. Sorry, I'm trying to pay attention here because we have to slay 7 of these Balakchi. All right, there we go. And that can be a little hard with Charge Blade sometimes. But now, when we finish doing that, a fanged beast called a Doshaguma appears and is like, hey, we're scary. And we're like, yeah, you kind of are. We're running away. So we're going to get back to the base camp here in the Windswept Plains and continue on our little setup. You know, we still have to set up our base camp here, and we're still waiting on the support team that helps provide support to the hunter. Oh, we're still waiting for them to show up, and they still haven't gotten here yet. I also just realized I talked over the Thingamabobble line, and I'm really upset about that now. But this is also the first time that we get to upgrade our weapon, and I think our RNG on Chatacabra was good enough that we're going to be able to get the Chatacabra Charge Blade. If not, there is a backup, and it is the Hope Charge Blade. But first things first, we're going to buy some trap tools, 2 to our inventory, and then 11 to the box. And I did that the slow way, but that's okay. And we're going to come over here and talk to Gemma, and we are going to upgrade our weapon. We got the Chatacabra Strong Arm.
You can find more of this.
So that's really good. It's a very good early upgrade weapon. And it's also Chatacabra, so it looks funny.
Can I talk to you right quick?
Or talk to Alma here. So most of the time that we're progressing through the story, we're going to be talking to NPCs to start kind of like little story sequences. And they are actually, unfortunately, a lot of the sequences are multi-part. And so if you want to go and do something between them, you can't really, right? So like if I miss a material somewhere, I can't really just like go out of my way to get that material sometimes, or unless I want to take a significant time loss. So instead, we're just going to make sure that we get the materials that we need. So here Alma was questioning, hey, where's the support team? Oh, they're being attacked by a very large chicken. This is another new monster to Monster Hunter Wilds. This is Quematrice. And he's just a big fire chicken. This fight can actually be kind of annoying sometimes. Especially because we just upgraded our weapon. Yeah, there it is. We don't have... Oh, no. We don't have any of our files, and those do carry over from quest to quest. So a lot of the openers are going to be making sure that we have file energy to start the next quest with. So you might be wondering, like, hey, Jal, your health is really low. Like, why aren't you doing anything about that? And that's because what you saw right there, the cat just healed me. Unfortunately, there's no way to control that happening, and it will just happen randomly, and I'm absolutely getting trolled right now. I just need him to turn his head around, and he just does not want to do that. Because I'm trying to get a KO here. There it is. And now we can really show off why Charge Blade is really good. So we're going to lock this monster here for a little while. We can usually get a second KO off of the first one. Make sure we land this back into the head. Positioning our attacks are very important. We want to make sure that... Can you stop chip damaging me? Thank you. That was a good wound break on the leg to cause a trip. I'm going to make sure that my file hits are going to go into the back of him, but then this AED is going to go into the head to give myself another KO. Just to make sure that the monster can't move. I'm going to attack the tail for some extra damage. Now, the Palico called it out. The monster is capturable now. Oh, well, he didn't... I want to make sure that he doesn't leave here. And third one's the charm. All right, we did it. So you can tell when a monster's about to leave from the mini-map. The map was turned white, and also the Palico called it out. Please don't hit me. Ow. Make sure I don't get hit here. All right, there we go. A little slow, a little scuffed. I got a little bullied there, and wasted 3 flashes. But that's okay. The great thing is that there's an abundance of flashes throughout this game, and so we want to make sure that we replenish those, but it's not too terrible using up all of them. So like I mentioned earlier, we can carry files over between quests, so I just want to make sure that I have full files charged and then a red charge on my blade. Some of the esoterics of Charge Blade is that if you have a red charge, your blade starts to bounce off of things, but not your axe mode. So we will have to balance this mechanic between the two, but you charge the blade up by attacking with it, and then you put that charge into the shield in the form of files, and then you spend the files in a variety of different ways. For the most part, we're just going to be using it to charge up the shield, so we have more damage and our like stun damage. We call them file procs on every single one of our axe attacks.
Okay then, here we go.
Just doing some inventory management now. This is going to clean up some items on my item bar. And I'm also going to craft some items. So I am out of flash bugs. That's okay, because we will get some more soon. So I talked about trapping. Unfortunately, we haven't run across sleep herbs yet. But what you saw me do there was called a slay, where we hunt the monster from 100% health all the way down to 0. Excuse me. When we do that, The quest will end with a 60-second end quest timer, giving us a chance to carve the monster and collect any other materials around. But the great quality of life thing in this game is that we can skip that. So if you're familiar with other Monster Hunter speedruns, the game is usually played around the fact that we're going to capture as many monsters as possible to eliminate that 60-second end quest timer. Because when you capture a monster, not only do you end the quest when the monster's at 30% health instead, but you also get a 20-second end quest timer. In Wilds, that's a lot less relevant because we can end the end quest timer instantly. So we don't have to wait that 60 seconds, literally a minute. We just proceed on with our life. So for hunting the Quematrice and also for helping out earlier, Isai brought us a Sacred, and now he wants us to meet some people in the village, including the village elder, who were asking about, hey, do you know about Nata's village? Turns out she doesn't know anything. So after that lead was fruitless, Isai invites us over for dinner. And we get to eat dinner, and I'm actually going to show the cutscene because the food... Is it the next one? It might be the next one. The food in this game looks very, very good. I think it's the next one. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Oh, wait, no. I skipped it. Oh, well. The food in this game looks really good.
We sighted there.
Unfortunately, I skipped it. The cutscene is also very long. But the NPCs give us a meal here, and this is... the NPC meals are actually kind of important to the game because they give... extra benefits while you're out in a quest. It increases your base health, it increases your base stamina, and it also gives you a couple of additional skills that you get access to while you're out in the field. And I believe this meal set gives an attack boost called Caprice, which is a random attack boost that we get occasionally while we're hunting. We'll get 2 NPC meals throughout the run. That was our first one, and we'll get our second one towards the end. So right here, we're just gathering a couple more items, flash bugs and thunder bugs, and then now we're going to get our sleep herbs. And so now we have tranquilizers, which is one of the 3 parts that we need to capture a monster. And if it wasn't clear earlier, we need to have a monster in a trap, we need to use 2 trank bombs, and we need to have the monster at 30% or less health. I think it's actually specifically less than 30% health. But once those all 3 conditions are met, the quest can end instantly. Something to note about the items, though, the trank bombs and the traps, is that they have a limited duration. So you can't just kind of use them and then keep hitting the monster. There's a duration on them. You have to use them at the right time. Excuse me. I literally sat down for stream and was like, hey, look, a cough. So, to talk a little bit more, this quest is actually one that's really obvious on, and we're going to do our best to stop it from happening. But I was mentioning earlier on Chatacabra that a lot of these story missions have what we call scripted area transitions. So, what that means is that when the monster hits a specific HP threshold, it's going to try to leave that area and go to a different area. We call that, when a monster leaves from one area to another, a transition. It's transitioning from one area to another. Honestly, go you, monster. As much as we love that for them, we do want to stop it because it is slow. And we don't want to waste that time. It is a speedrun. And so we got to make sure that they don't leave the area. Some monsters need to leave the area because they'll HP lock, but most of them don't HP lock. So, as long as we stop them from leaving the area, we can continue to hunt them, and then eventually they'll just try to stop leaving entirely. Lala Barina is a great example of this. She tries to leave, but then she would want to come back later at a different HP threshold, and because of that, we are able to hunt her beyond that threshold, and then she just stays in that area. So, like, threshold 1, I believe, is like 80% health. When she's at 80% of her 80% health remaining, she wants to leave the area. But then when she drops under, I believe it's like 50, she wants to come back. So as long as we can hunt her under 50, she won't leave. So this is the Scarlet Forest. This is our next locale that we have unlocked, and it's honestly one of my favorite locales. It is absolutely beautiful. Reminder, I played this game on PC. And I am playing this game on the highest graphics settings I possibly can with the asterisk. I am playing 60 FPS locked. not to toot my own horn, but I built this computer to play this game, both fast and pretty. So if this game does get into SGDQ, I would love to bring my own computer so we can play it like this. If that is an option, I would love to be able to do that. Because, you know, I also know how the game runs here. Some computers have a really hard time with it for some reason. We don't know why. I know the game runs consistently here too. There's a couple other reasons as well. This is the Scarlet Forest. Why is the water red? Who knows? But this is a really cool callback where Eric talks about like moments where the water was red in other places. Which might be a little nod to Dire Morales from Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. But this is another forced walking segment. We have to... Oh, why did my OBS do that? We have to stay with the NPCs here so they keep moving forward. We can get away from them and they stop moving, but we want to stay near them so they keep moving. Because if we get too far from them, it also forces us to walk back to them, which is kind of annoying. Olivia here on the left is falling behind a little bit. So I just kind of like walked behind her to get her to speed up some. But Olivia and Eric, they're a part of Astrum unit, where our team is a part of the Avis unit. And there's a bunch of other hunting units too that are in each of the base camps. And they talk about them like all through the game, which is I think is really, really neat. Makes the game feel a lot bigger than it actually is. But this is all part of our investigation into the Alpha Doshaguma. So we believe that there is a monster out there called the Doshaguma that's bigger and badder and meaner than all of the other ones, and it's threatening. We think it's going to threaten Kunafa Village. So we're taking it upon ourselves to investigate it a little bit because that's kind of an anomaly. And the Research Commission is all about anomalies. Hi, Carol. Unfortunately, not every cutscene is skippable. This one is not. So we're going to sit here and watch as they build this really cool camp. And this is actually one of my favorite little, like, you know, things just about the game is that they think about, like, how do these pop-up tents get made? Well, they fall out of the sky from the support team, and then the support team puts them together. This is a field pop-up tent. We're actually going to use these throughout the game. But there are areas in each of the locales that we can set up this little temporary camp. And we can fast travel to it. We can use it as a place to restock, change our equipment. You know, it's got a lot of facilities in it. We can eat a meal in there. A lot of different things that we can do. But all we're going to use it for is fast traveling and restocking our equipment. Actually, and changing our equipment. There's a lot of things that we use them for, but not in this area. Mostly just fast traveling in this area. So we are starting to investigate some of the monster tracks that we have found here, and it is leading us towards a new monster. That's Lala Barina. If you have arachnophobia, I recommend looking away. This is a big spider monster, but it's also a really cool spider monster, and technically not a spider. It only has 4 legs. So if that's what, you know, gets you, yeah, at least it only has 4 legs. So like I mentioned earlier, we want to carry files into each of the quests. And that's mostly just so we can charge our shield, and then instantly charge up files again, and then go straight into our Savage Axe gameplay. I'm trying to hit Lala Barina's head here the best that I can, because I want to make sure I get a KO on her pretty early. That was a leg break. We have a lot of wounds on the head. There we go. Nice KO. So I'm going to be attacking the tail now. The back of it. Making sure the AED goes into the head. This does the most amount of KO damage. And she's going to try to leave. We caught her. All right, cool. So I do need to get a couple more KOs here to make sure she doesn't leave. I do not like this ledge. Unfortunately, we can't chain flashes together. I got to get some other type of control. There we go. I got a knockdown at least before I can flash her again. I'm just going to flash her again because she didn't move. All right, cool. The great thing, too, about this game is that Oh, we're already there. I was just about to talk about the skull icon, and we already have one. Don't hit me. Thank you. All right, don't skip this. We're actually going to use this end quest timer to do some gathering. So the only reason I knew that the monster was capturable there is because of the mini-map in the bottom left. every now and then a skull icon will appear, and that skull icon is telling us, please get a sturdy bone, thank you. That skull icon is telling us that the monster is capturable. So I had to keep an eye out for those while I'm doing the hunt. After a couple of forms of control, I can usually look over at it and tell I'm about to get it. And just like I mentioned earlier, we want to try to end every quest with getting as much gauge back as we possibly can, or sharpening.
Nata will be okay. We should head back to our camp in the forest.
So we're going to go back to our camp here to explore a little bit more, but before we do that, we are going to talk to Gemma, and we are going to upgrade our weapon again to the Bone Strong Arm 2. This is a significant upgrade for the speedrun, and if I miss this, it's unfortunate. It is a time loss consecutively, but it is manageable in the estimate. So one thing I do have to remember to do here, and I usually always forget, is switching my weapon. This game introduced a unique mechanic where you can carry with you 2 weapons at a time, which is very cool. But now we are in another auto-walking segment, so I have some time to do some item management. I've gathered materials to create max potions, which will heal me from nothing to something instantly. So definitely a good item to have. I'm also going to add crafting more of those, if I can press the right buttons, there we go, to the radial menu. And also add using those to my radial menu. And then here, I like to take the time just to craft a couple more materials. We're going to make the trank blades for the first time. And trank blades are important because they... Oh, I did not want that blue mushroom. Luckily, we can get rid of that here in a second. But the trank blades are nice because it allows us to use the effect of a trank bomb, but at range, right? And that's a really nice thing, especially when we're waiting for a monster to get closer to us, or if we're moving and transitioning with a monster, we can actually get the effects of a trank knife on them before they get to the next area, which is nice. You know, it's a nice little addition. So while we're walking through here, there's gonna be a couple more items to gather. One of the biggest ones is a nitro shroom. This is actually a really cool optimization. The next hunt that we're going on is a returning monster named Congalala. Congalala is a very unique monster in that it will rummage around the forest and look for mushrooms, and it will eat those mushrooms and then gain attacks based on the mushrooms that it ate. So it can eat a paramushroom and gain the ability to breathe a paralysis-like breath. It can eat a nitro shroom, and its breath will now explode, like blast damage. So because of that, its armor set has a really unique skill on it called Mushroom-mancer. And Mushroom-mancer allows us to now use mushrooms. So it gives mushrooms properties of other items. And so we're going to use this to kind of scum early attack boosting items. It's an attack boosting item called a demon drug. And the demon drug will raise our attack and defense, our attack for 30 minutes. So that is a considerable increase for consecutive hunts. When these hunts only take a couple of minutes each, like 3 or 4 minutes each, we are now carrying that over through multiple quests. It's a very good boon. I'm trying to see if I can change my weapon here. I can't yet, so I'll have to do it when I jump down. I always forget to change my weapon, so I'm going to try to really remember to do it, because we just did a really good upgrade, and that would be a very nice change for us going into the next monster.
So they're called Wudwood.
So we've now met the Wudwoods. They are the inhabitants of the Scarlet Forest. I want to make sure I grab that Congalala track there. Please get off. Thank you. To give me a verdant pelt, because that's going to help us get to the Congalala pieces that we need for Mushroom-mancer. We only need 2 pieces of the Congalala armor to get Mushroom-mancer, and there's 3 pieces that we can get in total from it that have Mushroom-mancer. So we just have to make sure that we get all of those. I want that. Thank you. I was grabbing some backup flashes there that I usually don't get just because I used some extra ones earlier. And grabbing more trait materials. There's just a ton on the way here.
Do you hear that? Something snoring.
All right, Congalala. So this fight is very interesting. I'm going to have to carve the Conga here, the small monsters that are here as well. Oh, crap. I just realized I already charged my shield, or my sword. All right, well, whatever. We can get that charge back pretty quickly. All right, there we go. Oop, ouch. Okay, it was a unlucky timing to do that. A lot of what Charge Blade does is very like long and deliberate, but it does have a shield and allows us to guard and stay aggressive against monsters. But you gotta just really know when to do it. Nice KO. A big thing that we need to do on this fight too is breaking both arms and the head. We have already broken the arm. Now I just need to get the head. All right, Subi, we already broken the head. Now I just need to get both arms. And using wounds, it's actually pretty manageable to do. So I already got one of my arms, and he's already transitioning. So Congalala is a monster that we actually don't want to stop the transitions because he HP gates. What that means is he can't take damage while he is moving from one area to another, and he won't be able to take damage again until he gets to the next area. I'm trying to make sure that he gets into this area because this is a vine floor, and a vine floor is a unique trap where if we topple the monster, he will fall into the ground. I wish I was just ever so slightly closer. There we go. So we do want to get a topple here, something to make him fall over. There we go. So he falls into the ground a little bit longer and doesn't move for even more time. The less the monster is moving in Monster Hunter, the easier it is to fight it, the more damage we can deal. So we try to chain control together. So now I'm trying to get a KO, which is right there. Great. And because we're on the vine trap too, the KO makes him fall underground. I also want to make sure that I hit some of these Conga. Back into the ground. And we don't want to do this too much because we can over damage him. So I don't want to get a KO here. And he's leaving. All right, nice. Can we get lucky? We just need one Conga pelt. One Conga pelt, please. Nice, we got it. We just need one Conga pelt. Ideally, there's Conga in the first area that we can hit to do that, but they just didn't walk over. There's two in this first area, but there's a ton in the second. Want to make sure that we grab those materials, and we want to make sure that we hit those knives. So he's not quite capture ready, and now he is. Oh wow, that saved 39 seconds. This is what I was talking about too, about the estimate for this game. We're still learning a lot, and I'm still improving pretty much every day. So it's probably going to get a lot faster than what it's at, but 3 hours does account for a lot of like goofy things that can happen in the game, and bad luck. So far we've gotten really good luck. All right, so now that we have done that, the Woodwoods have agreed to give us our puny hovel, aka our campsite, back. So now we have the ability to make fast travel spots, which is nice. We can make all sorts of camps out in the field now. And now that we have the ability to do that, we are going to, well, we're going to leave. I'm trying desperately to remember what to do here. This is one of the difficult spots. So this is now where the Congalala armor comes into play. We are going to craft 2 pieces of Conga armor. Ideally, the head and the chest, and we got that. Nice. And while we do that, we are going to eat this nitro shroom. We now have the effects of a demon drug without actually having access to demon drugs. And I'm going to do some item management here. Crafting 2 pitfall traps, 2 shock traps, and I'm going to restock these items. And then before I leave, we're going to change our equipment back to the leather set. We still need the leather set because we're still doing a lot of item gathering, but we're at least getting the benefits of that demon drug right now, which is huge. It is just a flat increase to our damage, and any source of that is good for this speedrun. The great thing about Charge Blade is that it's really good just out of the box normally, but we are going to try to set ourselves up in a way that we get to make it even better every time. All right, so we have learned more about the Alpha Doshaguma, and we wanted to come and warn the people of Kunafa. But one of the chief, well, the lead of the like sacred guard people. I can't remember his name. He's in trouble. Oh, Zota. Yeah, he's in trouble. Zato. There we go. He's in trouble, and we need to go and help him. He's being chased by Balahara, and so we're gonna have another very reminiscent chase sequence for Balahara here. Quick little thunderbug that you can grab right there. It's pretty funny.
You got it. Be careful.
But we are now stuck in another like little short scripted segment where Zato is leading us out of the desert away from the Balahara. A little optimization there, making sure that you dodge left instead of right. It's just a little bit faster. And but our next fight is Balahara, and Balahara is probably one of my least favorite monsters to fight because he is very, very wiggly, and wiggly monsters are hard to pin down. But we have some good RNG right now. We've had some good fights. We're set up on our equipment really, really well. Hopefully we can make this fight go by very, very fast. So this is another instance of scripted sequencing, scripted transitioning, where there are 3 other areas that this monster wants to go, but he doesn't HP lock until the very last one. So we can hunt him to 31% health, which is what we're going to try to do, all in this one area, and then he's going to go all the way to the end. So I'm trying to stay close to Balahara right now, because a lot of his attacks happen at like the front of him, but now I need to guard point. I need to get a perfect guard here. There we go. Now that we got that, we want to try to get a KO. First things first. A big KO here would stop him from moving. There we go. That is not what I wanted to do. Accidentally charge my files, which gets rid of all my files. He is most likely going to roar here, yep, and he's probably going to try to transition, so I'm going to flash him. I missed. That's okay, though, because he's going to come up to this area right here, and he's going to get back out of the ground, and we can flash him again, so we get a second shot at this. I don't like doing this right here because this slope is very difficult to deal with, especially when the monster is flashed. Flashed AI is very difficult to deal with. So it's kind of like a last case resort that we do, because like the monster's just kind of attacking wildly. But if we can get a KO here, he just doesn't get to move. That should give me a KO. Nice. And so now we can deal some decent damage. This likely won't be a 1 transition. This will likely be a 2 transition, but that's still fine. It saves about 30 seconds as opposed to the minute that a 1 transition would save. All right. Oh, we actually got the 1 transition. Nice. I could tell by the map there just briefly because it showed the area that he was moving to, and it will often show like a line of the direction that they're heading. And so this one's all underground, so we just got to run straight to where that that area is. Oh, no, this isn't the 1 transition. That's my mistake. This is going to be a 2 transition. So we want to be kind of behind him right now, because that'll instigate him to stop a little bit sooner. All right, a little unfortunate there that I ran out of my Savage mode when I did, because now I have to get it back. Oh my gosh. All right, well, I got it back. Please move. Okay, well. I could really use a heal. The cat's doing a different thing instead. I want to get out of that. All right, cool. So the monster is now HP gated, so I don't really need to worry about my health or anything else right here, which is nice. Instead, I'm going to put on a Ghillie Mantle. So we haven't talked about this yet, but Ghillie Mantles are a returning mechanic from Monster Hunter World. And this one is probably the best one in Monster Hunter World any percent, because of the way that we were able to use stealth in that game. However, in this game, we're going to use stealth a little bit differently just to stop AI from progressing. So in this case, when Balahara gets into this area, he's going to want to try to climb up on this rock, and we're just not going to let him do that. Instead, we're gonna put down this trap when he comes out of the ground here. I keep missing it, so I'm just gonna wait for him to get out of the ground. Ain't no way I missed it again. Okay. You know what?
It's looking weak. Almost there.
That's kind of annoying. I went to go and pick up my trap, and it made me focus strike the monster instead. All right, well, we're just going to take the time loss here. Really unfortunate. You can see how much time just letting this AI progress actually loses. The monster is also past, like, its normal HP threshold, and I literally just needed to do that. And I still miss it even waiting. We lose 49 seconds because of that. A lot of variance in this game right now just because of, like, very small mistakes ending up causing animation sequences like that. So we're gonna try to sharpen our weapon before this progresses, because we don't get like a rest between now and the next fight. We're just gonna go straight into it after these series of cutscenes. But pretty much, we save Zato, we go back to the village, we convince them like, hey, there's an Alpha Doshaguma coming, like you guys need to get prepared. And while we're doing that, an Alpha Doshaguma shows up in the village, and so now we have to save the village from it. And now, what does an Alpha Doshaguma really mean? Well, it means a Doshaguma, which is this big hairy bear dog thing, but like twice the size. There he is. He big. So that is our next target now. We need to hunt that guy.
Let's follow the pack.
We have a little bit of time here where we want to, where we could like manage inventory, but I actually don't need to do anything. Because the really cool thing is we are going to capture this monster, but we're going to take advantage of a new endemic life that's in this game that gives us a shock trap. It's actually going to cut out an entire visit to the camp later to restock. It just cuts out an entire visit, which is really, really nice. It's also very, very fast. So just like the last quest 2, this is another... we can hunt the monster down to 30% HP and stop it from going through all of its area transitions, but this AI is a little bit weird. But we're still going to try to do that, and the game actually gives us some tools built into the script of this quest, but you know, we're gonna try to take advantage of as many tools as possible, which is like our KOing, getting trips off of wound breaks, and then of course a turf war between Doshaguma and Balahara. We're also going to use a flash to interrupt that, but we want to do the flash after we get a KO. So ideally, we're going to get a KO first, and then we flash the monster, because then getting the next KO is going to be a lot easier.
The one that's larger than the rest?
This sequence is a little weird. We have to get the Doshaguma's attention first, so he stops attacking these little pangolin guys. And it's kind of annoying. Because he just runs away from us like this. And it's really hard to hit him in this too, just because of all the other kind of animations and all the other models that are here. You're getting pushed around a ton, and so it just makes it very difficult to actually like stay attached to this guy, because he's also just moving around so much too. But now we've got his attention, and so we're leading him away from the I think they're called Rathalos, directly into a sandstorm. So I mentioned earlier that areas go through changes in weather. So before it was the fallow, this is the inclemency. Which is a very aggressive, chaotic, dangerous version of the locale where we're stuck in a sandstorm with, you know... Okay, I thought I missed that for a second. I just want to make sure I hit that. All right, this works. Oh, hey, a power clash. So shielded weapons can get this very unique animation that's called a power clash. And it stops the monster from moving a bit. I didn't really have any way to like capitalize on that, so I just didn't. This is actually going to work out for me, because they're going to start fighting and I'm going to start dealing damage. Can I get next to you? I don't know what they're doing. They are not actually doing their fight. All right, whatever. So they didn't actually do a turf war, and now that the Balahara is here, it's eating my files. So this is really unlucky. All right, there's our KO. That's actually really good because that was towards the end of that animation. As long as the Balahara doesn't roar, we'll be okay here. And I can keep one of the wounds on his back to keep up this lock. So the white map tells me that he is ready to transition. We just want to get that flash kind of close to his face because it's very easy to miss flashes in this game for some reason. But now we need some other form of knockdown, and that Enraged Roar is really bad right now. Trying to get a wound somewhere else so I can knock him down. There we go. That's what we needed. So now that flash has ended, so I just need to get a KO here, and we will be really good on damage. So this is a little tight because if we miss this, we lose about a minute, and we got it. All right, so we are good now. This should do a one transition, but it still has a ton of time until he actually gets to the area that he is cap ready in.
Looks like it's moving to a new area.
All right, we did get it though. So I'm going to take a little bit of a detour while this monster does whatever he is doing, because he is now HP locked. And I'm going to go and get a really special endemic life. And this is going to give me a brand new trap tool. Oh, wait, I could have grabbed that. I do want that. We are running low on flash bugs, so I've used a bunch of extras. So this is a great thunderbug. Capturing that with the capture net gives us a whole shock trap. It cuts out the need to go back to the camp and get a new shock trap. You could do that here, but it just saves resources doing that. And it doesn't lose any time because we're still waiting for this Doshaguma to get to the last area that we want it at. So while he is doing that, we have some time to do a little more gathering here. I'm going to make 2 Trank Blades. I'm going to put on my Ghillie Mantle again so he doesn't see us immediately. And we're going to come this way to get more Sleep Herbs. So we're lacking some Sleep Herbs right now. We can grab that one. And we can grab that one. So you can see the X on the minimap. That is telling me exactly where the monster is going. And I can use that to my advantage here. But now we do just kind of have to wait for him to get closer so we can actually trap him. And it's really unfortunate because it looks like we didn't quite do this optimally, but we did it well enough. So we're just going to wait for him to get a little bit closer. 1, 2, and captured. All right. So now that we captured the Doshaguma, the inclemency ends the second we do that. And what's really funny about that is it actually respawns some of the items that we just collected. So we can turn right around here and grab another Sleep Herb. Like I said, we're running a little low on Sleep Herb, and it's really nice just to be able to turn around and grab more of them. I grabbed them, right? Yeah, it just didn't show up. All right, we're good. Oh, my bird is going his own way right now. All right, but we are good now. So we have a little bit of a scripted auto-walking sequence, but I actually use this to set up the last little bit of my menu. And I know I've been talking a ton, and it's mostly just because I'm trying to fill the air. Any of these walking sections is a great time to talk about other things that's going on during the event. And so, you know, all of these moments I can be interrupted during, and we can avoid the word soup entirely. I'm just going to take some time here to manage my inventory and set up my inventory the way that I want it. Which, there we go. You know, is a nice little thing because you don't have to do this at like suboptimal times. You don't have to do this under pressure. You just kind of like do it whenever you want, which is really, really nice, especially for a Monster Hunter speedrun because it's usually just all gas. And so just having one little spot that we can just kind of set up all of our menus the way that we want is kind of nice. I am going to be putting the camping kit on my Rey Dau menu to quickly be able to set up campsites as we progress through the game. There's a couple of campsites that we want to set up, and that'll give us some quick access to do that.
Oh, good, the livestock's
I'm going to take a sip of my drink and let you guys enjoy the beauty that is the Wildspire Waste and the Plenty.
I'm so glad you're safe.
After the inclemency in the area enters what is called the Season of Plenty, and you get this absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, vibrant scenery. And I think this game just looks absolutely stunning. And now you can see, you know, there's a ton of honey, there's a ton of resources everywhere. It really is just a season of there's stuff everywhere to get.
Welcome back, friend.
The Elder and Zato told us everything.
So now that we have experienced the inclemency in the Wildspire Waste, we have one other area that we can still experience some weather changes, right? And that is our next quest. So up next is the Uth Duna Repel. And Uth Duna is a monster that I really struggled with for a while. And then somebody told me literally one little trick about them, and now they are hands down like a very easy fight for me. So we're going to fast travel back to the base camp here to start the next sequence, which is the Uth Duna Repel. And this is going to be in the Scarlet Forest, as we are continuing to track down the trail of a creature that Nata remembers, right? So Nata's a little traumatized because he was separated from his village by a creature that they call the White Wraith. And he remembers parts of it, and we have seen evidence of it, and we kind of know a little bit of the history about it, so we're searching for it, right? And so Astrum unit was told us they were in the Scarlet Forest, and they were on the trail of the White Wraith. So now we're going to go and continue helping look for it, and see if we can't get any more clues onto Nata's origins. So you can see now, the last time that we were in the forest, it was you know, just like foresty. The water was all red. There wasn't a lot of running water. Very stagnant, right?
People were panicking.
And now you can see that the water is rushing.
A horrible white thing.
Oh, good snag. That
Burned into my mind.
that Parashroom and that Mandragora are a lot harder to get than it looks.
Rain's really coming down.
But now it's a torrent, it's a deluge. You know, we've got a ton of water everywhere, and it's raising the rapids of the river here, and it's making it a little bit more difficult to navigate. And now there's different resources and different monsters available. It really changes the locale. So this is the inclemency of the Scarlet Forest, which doesn't even get to see the Plenty afterwards, which is my favorite map. Oh no! Astrum unit is asking for help. We're gonna go and help. This is bad. We need to hurry. It is Astrum unit. We're going to make sure that we have flashes equipped here. And Uth Duna is another HP scripted movement monster. If I remember correctly, it does HP gate between transitions. So we want it to transition and then just like let it go, right? We don't want to stop it. That's going to slow us down because it's not taking any more damage anyways. The cool thing is, though, is that we have a really unique setup for Area 2, where we can use some bombs and an environmental trap to make it leave instantly. It's a very neat setup. But for the beginning of it, we have to fight it. Here's the Uth Duna. Just gonna wait for the roar, get the perfect guard off of that, start our savage mode.
Olivia, we have a secret. Can you ride?
Is that gonna hit me? No, not really. So, Uth Duna is a very unique monster in that it has this veil, all this like blue stuff around it. Need to move. I couldn't. That is protecting it. So you can see some of my damage numbers are blue. That's dealing damage. How does that hit me? I'm gonna go ahead and heal up here. That's dealing damage to its barrier, not to actually itself. And we want to break that so we can actually deal damage to its body. And then once we do break it, we're gonna keep it off of it. I'm getting some of the weirdest AI that I've ever gotten right now because Olivia is standing on the other side of the world. Luckily, we got the break. So most of the time, the monster's head is going to be the like best hit zone to hit for us. But you can see we're getting a gray number on the head. And the only reason I'm trying to hit it right now is just to get a KO off of the monster. I need to move, and I just can't. I'm stuck right here. This is very cool. All right. Oh, he's doing it again. Move. All right. So Uth Duna, you can tell it's a really big monster. It's got a lot of really big sweeping attacks and a lot of like really ambiguous stuff that it does. Oh my gosh. And so you've got to like really respect it. Flash it. So this is the big thing. I hate that jump. And that jump is so hard to actually dodge and avoid sometimes. But you can just flash her out of the air. And it gives you a huge window of it on the ground. Oh, we've been here for a while. I had to get my Savage Axe back. This is going to be a little bit slow. We do have to wait for that flash animation to end. All right, cool. While the monster is flashed, it cannot transition, so we do just have to like wait for that to end. So while we're leaving here, I put on my Ghillie Mantle to enter Stealth AI. That's going to make Uth Duna stand perfectly still when we get into the next area, but more importantly, it's going to make Olivia stay away from us.
I'll be fine. I got it covered.
It's going to make Olivia just like not be near us. Oops, I do not want that Nullberry. I want that Flash Bug. There we go. Flash Bugs are important, so we grab every single one that we see. Gonna take advantage of a well-done steak here. The game starts us out with 5 of them. That's gonna replenish our health and stamina. Nice. All right, that's good. And so this is the Area 2 transition that I was talking about. We know exactly where the monster's gonna be thanks to the X. So I'm gonna put down 2 bombs right there. Because bombs deal damage, and damage is good. Next, we're going to wait for Uth Duna to get there, and we're going to perform a sneak attack. I accidentally performed one earlier, but sneak attacks are a unique way to start an engagement. They can do a bunch of different things for a bunch of different weapons. For us, we just want to get the damage off and then pull this barricade down. While we're doing that, we're going to blow up the bombs. Uth Duna's going to get swept away, and we can go ahead and deal some damage to her while she's on the ground. So ideally, what's going to happen here is we get her to leave. Nice, before she tries to put her veil back on. Because that means she's going to try to do it in the next area instead, and that makes the transition out of this one as fast as possible. Because we went through that HP threshold for the Area 2 very, very quickly. So there was a reason why this is called the Uth Duna Repel. We actually don't slay this monster. We do just kind of repel it, and then something else slays it for us, and we aren't going to see it because the cutscene that we skip. But that is the White Wraith, which we will see later. Oh, I just realized. All right, cool. That's actually really good. You can use focus strikes to kind of interrupt what the monster is doing, but she's kind of stuck in AI right now that's telling her to put her veil back on. So we can take advantage of that and just keep flashing her out of that animation. And while she's under the influence of a flash, we can just attack her back legs and deal more damage that way anyways, because the back legs are a good hit zone value for us. There we go. Nice. All right, not bad. Definitely some places that could be a little bit faster, but not bad at all. So in that cutscene that we just skipped, the Uth Duna is attacked by the White Wraith. It has its energy drained, and we learned a little bit about the White Wraith, that it gains its power from absorbing the energy of others. So this is a really great spot for speedrunning this game, right? The thing that I've always liked about Monster Hunter games, especially the more modern Monster Hunter games, that they have built-in breaks to them. And this is a built-in break. Not only do we get to look at one of the prettiest areas in the entire game, but we also get to sit back a little bit and listen to the NPCs just being silly and funny. Obviously, we do not need to do that during an actual marathon. I think it's just funny to listen to them because some of the prompts here are actually goofy. Where we as the hunter just decide to try to eat everything, and they have to tell us like, no, don't eat that. Like you should not be eating that. It's great. But we have a while between now and our next hunt, so this is a great time just kind of like sit back, relax, take a second, allow me to breathe for a second because I've been speaking for an hour straight. Hey guys, how do you think those ants taste?
There are lots of cultures that consume insects.
Deserve more credit.
But yeah, this is also the Scarlet Forest in Plenty, and it is hands down one of the prettiest locales in the entire game. One of the prettiest locales in the entire game. I think this place is absolutely just staggering. Just it's breathtaking. I'm awe-stricken.
Look, it's full of fish.
Guys, you think we can eat them?
Well, those are stardusters.
There are a couple of items that we want to gather here, like more nitro shrooms. We actually don't need them. I just grab them anyways. And that actually reminds me, I want to move those. We're going to put these down here, because that's where I like them. I say we grill them too. Oh my gosh, this game is just so pretty though. This is, like I said, excuse me, earlier, Capcom's newest addition to the Monster Hunter series. And I mean, like, come on. Come on, this is incredible. Look at all those birds.
It's like a rainbow.
I'm not going to pick the food one here. I'm going to pick my favorite one, which is, can I use them for a hunt? Because this has one of the best voice lines in the game.
Does that hunter brain of yours ever turn off? Nata, this is what people call a workaholic. That's your new word for the day. Workaholic?
I love the absolute sass from Gemma, where she's just like, that's your new word for the day. I don't know why. I just find that incredibly entertaining.
Even us.
I find that really funny. It might just be me. But I don't care. You can also pick the other one to say, like, can you eat, look at all the birds, look at all the variety of flavors. And Alma goes, the guild keeps you well fed. They tell us what we can and can't eat, and those birds you cannot eat. Please don't eat the birds.
Red water.
And then they talk about food here, and it's actually really funny.
So sparkly. Oh, my eyes are spinning.
So this whole walk was for a reason. We were going to the Woodwoods to ask them more about the Downpour and the Plenty and Uth Duna and the White Wraith. Because we're still on the trail of the White Wraith, and we're following it to the next area, which is the Oil Well Basin. So we have another auto-walking sequence here. But that's okay, because it gives us just a good amount of time to just hang out and enjoy the scenery. But the really cool thing about this game is that all of the maps are interconnected. This is a like pseudo open world game where the load screens are hidden in these kind of like little hallways between areas. You're gonna see this one because I am playing the game on like the maximum setting, so it's kind of obvious when they happen, right?
I like the sound of that.
Right there. Gets a little jittery, but that's a-okay. Game's still great. But that was so we were walking from the Scarlet Forest to the new area, which is the Oil Well Basin, and this is kind of a cool reveal because this area is really, really neat.
Oh, is this it?
The people call it the Oil Well Basin.
So this is the Oil Well Basin in Fallow, right? So the area is not as bursting with life. Things are kind of like getting stagnant in a build up to something else. And we will see what that something else is. And this is like one of the main features of Monster Hunter Wilds, right? Is this kind of like living, breathing ecosystem that goes through phases and changes. It's very, very cool. The Oil Well Basin is a very interesting area because oil naturally bubbles up from the earth, and so all the monsters have adapted to that kind of environment. And it's very much obvious in the first monster that we fight, and it's also very annoying in the first monster that we fight. But the rest of this area, this locale, is actually super cool. It makes for a very unique kind of volcanic area, and I really do like it. Sentient trash bag insect time. He's actually a brute wyvern. He's more like a T-Rex. He's a sentient trash bag T-Rex.
An artisan's paradise.
The really cool thing about the Oil Well Basins, there's a city in it, a town in it called Azuz, and they're crafters. There's bone crafters, ore crafters, and a third one. I don't know what the third one is. But it's really neat that there's these like three factions that are living here, working together to create things. And it's very, very like cool little lore bit too, because they talk about all sorts of stuff. There's a lot of like really cool nods in this area.
Welcome, travelers.
So
Alma and the
the
others are
big
going to
thing,
talk to
the big thing that's happening here is that Azuz has a piece of equipment called the Everforge, and it lights up during their Fire Spring Festival. If I remember that, is that what it's called? Fire Spring. It comes to life during the Fire Spring Festival, and that's when they make their most valuable commodity, which is Orichalcite. So right now, the village is preparing to
Where was
We'll find her. I promise.
preparing for this like festival and for this event for the Everforge to light. And one girl ran off and kind of got lost and in a bad situation, so we're gonna go and find her because, you know, it's what we do. We're the hero.
I asked Jabron for some directions and gave the scent to our scout flies.
So on our way here, we are gonna go and do a couple of things first.
Monkeys run off.
It may look like this is slow. This actually
Mind if I hop on?
saves more time later than it loses right now, which is kind of funny. So first things first, the game is asking us to do this too, and so we're going to do it. We're going to set up a campsite right where they want us to. And I'm actually going to use the campsite to hit myself to skip the tutorial from popping up.
Let's be careful.
Whoops.
Looks like a good place for a pop-up camp.
Trust me, it's faster. Alright. And it also looks goofy. But that skips a pop-up tutorial that I don't want to deal with. If we let it happen, we get control of the hunter a little bit faster, so it actually works out to be about the same. We're going to jump down? Nice. And we're going to grab some mite seeds. So earlier I was talking about we're going to use the nitro shroom to emulate a attack buffing item. That attack buffing item comes from mite seeds. So now we have the base to it. And we can combine mite seeds with other items to make them more potent. So here we're going to re-equip the Congalala equipment. And we can do a safety restock here too if we really wanted to, but I'm actually going to forego it because we're gaming today. And we want to go back to Middle Strata North. That's area Camp 8. So now that we have the Congalala armor re-equipped, we're going to refresh our Nitro Shroom buff, which was about to end, and go and fight the Rompopolo. This is a cool fight. There's really not much to say about it, other than the fact that this area is in a muddy area, and we can't place the trap in the mud. We also can't place the trap on the land, where the land says we can place a trap, because it's lying to us, because it's an environmental trap there. And we can't place our trap over the environmental trap. This is Rompopolo. So this is the most annoying attack that it can do, where it shoves its tail into the ground, oh my gosh, and pushes gas into it and makes it explode. I'm gonna get hit by that a lot. Actually, guard pointing that is a lot harder than it seems. This tail attack is the worst tail attack in the entire game because his tail is massive. But now that we have our, oh my gosh, how did I get over here? Our Savage Axe and our files, we can go into attacking him. What are you doing? That is not what I wanted to do, but that's okay. That's a super amped elemental discharge. It uses all of our files and is not really a great thing to do against a lot of these smaller monsters. I was trying to cancel it into an AED, but just messed up the input. This attack is really, really bad. Oh my gosh, he just put it right underneath him.
Leave this to me. Heels inbound.
So this fight can kind of go awry because of our positioning, and just like it's just a really hard fight. He just does whatever he wants. And now the cat's standing all the way over there, and he's following the cat. Stop following the cat. That's gonna hit me. A lot of this is just kind of like taking hits though, and trying to like take trades where we can. But sometimes you will eventually have to like respect the monster. Man, this like fight is just not going our way. Oh, that's unfortunate. So that was the deflate topple that we got while he was already toppled in the ground. So we're actually just not going to get that form of control. So now I have to make another form. Keeping an eye on the map now, because I know we're getting close to the end of the hunt. Oh my gosh, I'm not connecting anything. I'm gonna get hit by that too. He is not doing anything that I want it to be doing right now. That's gonna hit me. Okay, it didn't kill me. That's a good thing. Ow.
Hey, get out of there!
We're just gonna put this down right over here, and we're gonna call the cat over,
My way there.
and we're gonna start healing. I unfortunately have to do this kind of safely.
Yeah, right on target.
And slowly. But that was a very unfortunate fight. I was actually getting really, really unlucky. So there's a reason why I didn't use the other power items yet, too. I meant to mention this earlier. Nope, I need to recharge. All right, well, it doesn't matter. They have a limited duration. They don't last very long. And so we want to make sure that we are using them before fights. And not before fights that will you know, kind of take a little bit longer, but also we have a finite number of them, and so we want to use them in combinations that we get the most value out of them. Rompopolo gives us another upgrade material for the Chatacabra charge blade, so we're going to do that upgrade really quick. It's a small upgrade, so if we miss it... Oh, whoops, that's the wrong one. It's not the end of the world. And yeah, we didn't get a Rompopolo claw. That's okay, though. It's a little bit of a time loss just having to run up there to check it, but it is a-okay. I think I would rather have this one anyways. I don't know, actually. I'm still trying to figure out if it's even worth going for the Chatacabra stuff. For the time now, we're going for it.
Everyone, we're leaving.
But the next fight is probably one of the hardest ones in the entire game. This is Rey Dau. And Rey Dau is incredibly difficult for a lot of different reasons. This one also has HP transitions, scripted HP transitions. And he is the apex predator of the Windswept Plains, making him a powerhouse. We're still running with the introductory equipment to the game. We have not, sans the Congalala head and chest. So we have a little bit extra stuff, but this is not a safe fight. This monster can do a lot of damage to us, and he has an attack. It is called the Railgun. You will know it when you see it, and if we do see it, I will be scared. But we're going to try to take advantage of all the materials and all of the resources that this area gives us, and just how Rey Dau's mechanics work. I'm going to try to keep him in this area so we don't lose actually 3 minutes, and instead we can save that time. Like, that would be cool, right?
That sound is not happy.
I don't know what I just picked up there.
Stay on your toes.
Please pick that up. There we go. So the quest kind of starts out a little goofy, but we find Rey Dau fighting the White Wraith. But the second we deal any damage to Rey Dau, he tries to leave. And we let him. And we're going to take advantage of stealth here to drag him over underneath a rock that we're going to drop on top of him. If we get the rock drop, not only does it do like 5% of his health, it creates a very long opening to attack him, and is going to give us the extra control that we need to skip one of his transitions. Because he wants to leave here and then come back here, and it wastes a lot of time. Unfortunate that he flew over. If he did that attack at us from where he was at, that's the railgun. You don't want to get hit by that, but we do want to hit that. Some attacks will create wounds, and that one creates one that will always result in a knockdown. We also need to watch after all of Rey Dau's attacks for a little lightning explosion on the ground. All of his attacks in this area kind of do it, and it's a little hard to tell when it's going to happen. Ugh. What's happening? I guess he just couldn't move. Not quite close enough. Need him a little bit closer to this. Come on. Still don't know if that hits, so we're just going to attack him. Waiting for the monster to, like, get into a trap area is always slower than just fighting him. Need to move. Surely that hits.
Storing of lightning?
It didn't. Ow. Did that hit me? Nope, I'm alive. KO? Nice. Alright, so he's going to try to fly away after this. So we're going to want to try to flash him out of this and then start setting up for another type of trip. The fact that I missed the rock will probably mean that we miss the no transition here. We're just going to flash him out of that transition AI, and then I need to either KO him or trip him. Okay, the KO is really good here. Just need to start setting up a wound somewhere else. Alright, so he is in his transition AI. Will that give me a trip? No, but I can flash him out of that again. Alright, cool. So now I have to, like, deal enough damage to him. Because if I don't, then he's just going to leave. Don't get hit by this. Very good. Good trip. And now we're going to go for the head for another KO. This should keep him here now. We're going to lose some time because we missed that rock. Yes, all right, cool. So he is, his map icon is red again. So this should keep him here. Don't get hit by that. Follow up.
Leave this to me.
Uh-oh. All right, we're alive. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that whiffs. Huh. Alright, we're at least skull icon now, but we are still very far from slaying. Good leg break. That's unfortunate. I don't know what happened there, but I think we're just like way too close to a wall. That doesn't matter how much health I have, it will just kill me.
See that? After it discharged all that lightning, its head was left wide open.
Oh my gosh, I need to get closer. Okay. Not carting is the most important thing to do here. Not carting is the most important thing to do here. Missing that rock drop was really unfortunate because that is probably close to like 10% of its health that we miss out dealing there. But that's okay. Like we can live without that damage, and that's fine. As long as we don't cart here, that's the most important thing. There is a like safety strategy that you can do, setting up a camp on the way to Rey Dau, but it loses a ton of time. But if you do think you're gonna cart, it's a very smart thing to do, so you don't lose over a minute running back to the monster after carting.
Let's head back to Azu's.
All right, so we are now going to fast travel for the first time. Yippee! So we have to watch this map animation. So you're about to head to our next new locale. But first, we have to go and find it. Just like all the other ones where we find the way to get there from the last area that we discovered, we're going to do that from the oil well basin.
I'll get ready too.
We're going to come down here and talk to Werner and use the best dialogue option that I've ever seen in a video game, which is, Werner, we need to talk. Funny thing, too, about skipping cutscenes in this game, some of the cutscenes can only be skipped if you also press the sprint button. So, I may be skipping cutscenes that you did it in your playthrough because all you were doing was pressing the, like, select or, like, menu button. Skip this, just the normal skip button. But you've got to press another one, and that's that's the sprint button, and it's very silly. Oh, I have something in my inventory that should not be there. What is it? There's these nullberries. I was trying to craft something, and I couldn't. Oh, this herb, but we do not want that either.
Said he wanted to help out the travelers who came to his aid.
Okay, cool.
So I volunteered, basically.
Aw, you did that for us.
So, oh yeah, I need to, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I forgot to use that on there. Okay, that explains a lot too. I was actually supposed to use a Might Seed and Demon Drug for that fight, or a Might Seed and Demon Powder for that fight. Completely forgot to. Oops. Yo, epic. So we're in another auto-walking sequence. I have some control here, but every time I take control, I don't get that, like, little cutscene. So I just let the game do what it's supposed to, or what it wants to do there. But here, I can cut a couple of corners to make this a little bit faster.
So where does the land spine lead?
Ooh, look at that pink shrimp!
From the basin, you'll see a huge cliff.
It's a very pink shrimp.
Stretches to there. But don't expect me to go near it.
That might explain a little bit of the time loss that we had, though, for getting to eat the Might Seed and Demon Drug. But that's or the Might Seed and Demon Powder. I wish I could say the right thing. But that's okay. We'll have some extras for the next couple of fights, which is good. All right. So that really spooky structure that you saw in the back is called the land spine, or a land spine. And it's how energy moves through this, like, area of the continent. It's very, very unique to it. But all of this is just kind of like that conduit, and it's very spooky looking, right? Really goofy looking. But we have now discovered a new locale. It's starting to get a little cold here. And Nata thinks he remembers some of this area. It's at least reminiscent of, you know, some things that he's seen near his village. So we think we're on, like, the right track of both finding his village and also finding the White Wraith. So this next fight goes by pretty quickly, which is kind of cool. Another arachnophobia warning. If spiders are something that you do not enjoy looking at, I recommend not looking at this one. But once again, it's a four-legged spider, so it's a monster hunter spider. So this next monster is another returning monster. It is Nerscylla.
I'll look for an opening and try to free the
Really interesting thing about all of about this area is there's a bunch of sleep toads around here, and I'll try to use them. Why'd you have to go all the way over there? Ooh, big bite. Want to make sure that we block that and get our focus strike on the mouth. Always leads to a topple, and then we get this massive opening. I hit that frog, I had to move away from it.
Got it on the ground.
Alright, I didn't get hit by that frog, but neither did she, and I also got a KO on her accidentally. It's actually really hard to get KOs on the Timnopterans, these insect monsters, just because of, like, how their bodies are positioned.
So many sights.
Oh, I was not ready for that one. She has two of those attacks that she will do. One where she kind of, like, delays the bite, and one where she does it instantly. So it's a little bit harder to guard point it. That's the one that she delays. I do need to be careful here because I am poisoned, which means I'm taking red bar health. So all of these small attacks that she's doing will eventually kill me. I'm hoping that the cat will just heal me instead. So we just gotta play a little safely. Hopefully that doesn't get me. Nice. Ow. Oh, that didn't hit me at all. Alright, there we go. Want to make sure that we get that because it's a free knockdown against this monster. And this guy likes to move if you haven't noticed. This should give me a knockdown because it was on a leg. Nice. Am I already losing time here? That's very surprising. Alright, there we go. Not much, but some. So this is another scripted HP transition. She is HP locked right now, and so we're going to take advantage of that and set up in this room. We can only put these the shock trap or the pitfall trap on the corner of the room because the web in the center doesn't let you put down a trap. So you have to be very, very particular about this area, which is why, once again, we use the trank blades there to lure her over right into that trap. Sometimes it does not go that well. All right, up next is very difficult fight. It's got a lot of really weird nuances to it, so it's very easy to kind of mess up. And we're going to be taking advantage of a new piece of equipment added to this game, which is the lure pod. When you shoot a lure pod, a monster wants to follow you wherever you go. If you played Monster Hunter World, you'll recognize this mechanic as enmity, which the Extreme Behemoth, or I guess regular Behemoth had it too, but Behemoth and Safi Jiva both had. So the lure pod forces enmity, where the monster wants to follow you, and then you can just drag it to any area or to any trap that you want to. So we're going to pull it to an area where there are 3 environmental traps that cause long knockdowns. We're just going to use those and paralysis, which is a brand new mechanic for us, against the monster to kind of chain it to, just chain over and over and over again to fight it.
This is the cliff that Tess talked about? Yes.
Just making sure I have, we're all good. I guess this is kind of a bad, it is kind of bad that we missed the Rompopolo claw for the Chatacabra 2 upgrade, just because we don't have green sharpness now. It's a little unfortunate, but it's not unmanageable, so. But the next fight is another Leviathan monster, but this one flies, and it makes it very annoying. Reminds myself I need to equip the lure pod. Also, our meal that we had at the very beginning of the game is about to run out, which is unfortunate. But that's okay. We expect it to run out about right here. That does mean our health and stamina will drop, but we can fix that with a couple of items.
Oh, hello.
So we encountered the Hirabami, but in that process, Nata got
Everything
sick.
okay?
Hunter.
And our entire team started to have self-doubt. So we have to talk to them to reassure them. And then we're going to go and fight a Hirabami so we can get Nata back to safety.
Okay. I think
We better be quick then.
It's really funny, too, because these Hirabami are not far from the camp that we just made.
Hirabami sighted. Hunting one,
So,
others in line.
there are 3 of them here. We only have to hunt 1, which is why we're going to use the lure pod to pull it away. So you'll see that red line that's drawn to me. That's telling me that the Hirabami is now chasing me.
We need to separate them.
Oh, I got myself a little backwards.
Force the pack to disperse.
We want to grab that paralysis horn from you. We're going to pull that right into this guy. Second one. So we're using both of these to get an Enrage Roar, because then we're going to use that Enrage Roar to get our Savage Axe mode. Very good. So now we're going to use our third one here. Ow. Oh, I'm out of range of it. I'm just going to flash it then. So I would like to have used the third one there instead of a flash, but you don't want to waste too much time trying to, like, do one thing when you can just be fighting the monster. Like I said earlier, we do not want this monster on, like, in the air ever. Anytime he's in the air, it just makes him really difficult to fight. And the nice thing is that anytime we flash him, even if the flash doesn't knock him to the ground, he will always get on the ground. So we can take advantage of that if we really need to. I'm also keeping an eye on my mini-map just to make sure when we hit the skull icon. This should give us a topple too. Yep, there it is. And we have skull icon. Nice. Big time save. Big 38-second time save. Very, very fast fight when it goes well.
Area secure.
All right. So now that we have done that, we're going back to Azu's to help them with a problem. Now that we're able to get back to Azu's and kind of like help out, we are going to the Fire Spring Festival is about to start, and so we're gonna participate in that. Ooh, this happened again. All right, there we go. Just had to wait for that little lag spike to clear up. That was really weird. Happens every now and then. So we're gonna come over here and talk to Werner, and the Fire Spring is just gonna start, where this entire area becomes engulfed in flames. It's really, really cool. Oh no. Because of that, we have these two Ajarakan to fight now. And it's very annoying. So I'm going to use flashes here to keep them not attacking me. Because if they're attacking me, and they both can attack me, I am not having fun. So we're just going to use flashes to help mitigate that. Eventually, they will separate after we have dealt enough damage to our target. But Ajarakan can do a lot of things that are really unfortunate. And you'll see that when we get the transition. Nice, right there.
What's the plan?
All right, so while this is happening, Olivia's going to go and fight one, and we're going to fight the other. And Olivia's a cheater, and she always beats her Ajarakan before we beat ours, which is kind of... I don't know what she's doing over there, man, but she is.
Because it looks real useful.
So we're going to use a tool out in the field, this big thing, and we're going to punch him. And ourselves, apparently. Oh, that's unfortunate. Had to get our Savage Axe back because we just barely ran out of it. Still looking for a KO. Unfortunately, this fight is very reactive, so I'm going to be really, like, watching him and just, like, trying to get, like, cheap shots in. I don't like this ledge. That's the worst attack that he can do. Oh my gosh, and the ledge hijacked my movement. So, this guy does do blast damage, and you can see that it, like, turns my health red, but if I get hit while I have a blast, like, the blast ailment on me, it's going to deal extra damage, and it will most likely one-shot me in this, with this armor. reminder that we are still, oh my gosh, the shoulder check. We are still rocking the beginning equipment to the game. It really likes this ledge, and it's really unfortunate because the ledge is terrible. Please give me a KO. I have to move away.
Now's our chance.
All right, so now that we have a KO, we can get some extra damage in on him. There's really no, like, cheese to this fight other than just pulling the trigger earlier. You just got to play, like, really heads up and just hope you get good AI, which is definitely not what's happening to me right now.
Hey, get out of there!
It's going to be tosses. A lot of the times, oh my gosh, shoulder check. I will name attacks to help me remember, like, how to react to them and train my reaction speed. So you might hear me every now and then just go like, oh yeah, that's this one. We got a good flinch there, but I'm going to get, whoa! Okay, well, I don't really know what happened there. Like a really good, like, knockdown right now or something would be huge. Oh, good iframe. Okay, that's actually kind of huge. Enrage into an instant KO stops the roar that he's going to do, and also the really annoying attack that he does immediately after it. And then we immediately knocked him out of it. Okay, so we've gotten to our HP threshold because the support it said support hunter has now joined. So we are good. Olivia is now going to rejoin us and say that she hunted hers first. And once again, she's cheating. I don't believe her when she says she hunted it. There's no proof.
That looks like a good place to set up camp.
So we're just going to run right up here and get ready to capture this Ajarakan. Remembered I need flashes here. He's going to jump up. He's not quite capture ready. So we do have to do a little bit more damage to him before we can capture him. We're hoping for good AI here as he jumps up so we can flash him out. And then we're just keeping an eye out for the skull icon. There it is. He's looking weak. Almost there is our cue to capture. So unfortunately, we have a pitfall trap here, but the flash kind of helps with this. Because as long as you do it towards, like as long as you can place the trap as he's coming out of the flash animation, he stands perfectly still. Little micro optimizations to make openings for us, especially on a hunt like this where he HP gates before he's actually cap ready. Ooh, I think I got red. All right, so we're going from one hunt into the next. Like, this is all just gas. I did not mean to open that. We're now going to go and fight the Black Flame new Udra. So earlier we put this camp down here, and it was for this fight. The nice thing is that if we start the mission from this camp, should wait for the quest begin. The quest, if we faint during it, will fast travel us here instead of all the way back up to the very top of the oil well basin. Just very nice. Also other thing too is that we have access to those Might Seed items right there, and we're just going to load up on these things right now. All right, so this is new Udra. This fight is very difficult, so I'm probably going to lock in for it. That's not what I wanted. Ow. Gotta get rid of that. Oh, this is good. Still got it. Nice. All right, cool. That's huge. I'm going to take this moment instead. Oh, he healed me. Nice. All right, so I can just run right up here. I was going to heal myself, but the cat healed me. This is a Rage Roar. Nice, good roll. All right, so a lot of this fight is just sight reading. and try not to get punished instantly by a lot of what this guy can do. The other really unfortunate thing is that the area that we are standing in is covered in fire, and so we have to be very, very careful because we're constantly taking tick damage. Nice little pitfall trap here. That one is supposed to be used here. I always have that one ready for this quest. Should be getting a KO out of this. That's unfortunate. And you can see, like, just taking a single hit does about half of our health, so we got to be very respectful to this fight. We should be really close to a KO, though. He's attacking the cat here. Just need him to stop. There we go. All right, so I don't want to attack the head quite yet because I'm pretty close to a KO. And so we just don't want to overwrite one control with another. I accidentally did there. I wasn't trying to hit the head. I was going to try to hit the head with the AED, but things happen sometimes. This way. This way. Could be a spin. Unfortunate slam, because that did just do like half of my health. This is a very good opening. Now what would make this even better is if the cat heals me. Okay, that was a very good iframe. If I didn't iframe that, that killed me. But that's just true of about pretty much anything that would hit me at half health right now. Want to make sure that we get this knockdown. That's really unfortunate. We got a part break during that, so we don't get the actual topple. I have to morph. Want to make sure we stop that swipe. That swipe's really annoying.
Over here, bub. I'm your target.
All right, so he is leaving now, and he's going the right way. Nice. All right, so we did enough damage to get him to go to the last area, so he is HP locked right now. But that's good for us because it doesn't take much more damage to end this quest. So we are going to Gilly up. We're going to Trank Blade up. We're going to get ready to place our shock trap, shoot 2 Trank Blades, and then end this quest.
Yeah, right on top.
Oh, no. We did not end this quest. All right, so I'm going to have to restock after this. I was not nearly... Okay, there it is. Hopefully our tranks are still good. All right, they were. We're fine. Everything's fine. I will have to restock to get a new trap. I can do that... I don't know. There's a lot of different places. I'll have to find it. Oh, wait, no. Okay, I can... I'll capture one of the Great Thunderbugs on Doshaguma instead. That'll probably be a little bit better.
Let's head back.
That's what we'll do. That was a really good fight. You just gotta, like, really respect new Udra. As long as you don't cart and you're getting it to transition to the final area first, that's the most important thing. All right, so we are entering the last big leg of the run. This is very exciting. So not only are we going to get our, hopefully our final upgrade here in a second, we're also going to be changing our armor off of the Congalala armor. Other thing too that we're going to do here in a second is when we go back to the Windswept Plains, we are going to be getting another kind of Monster Hunter World staple piece of equipment, which is the Rocksteady Mantle. So Rocksteady Mantle is another mantle like the Ghillie Mantle, where while you're wearing it, you don't take any knockback. So things that would normally knock you back and like make you react to them, you just don't. So that includes damage, that includes roars, that includes environmental effects, all sorts of things. We just get to ignore them now because of the Rocksteady Mantle. Oh my gosh, I was in the right place. There we go. That also means we take damage during those things too, so we have to really respect the damage that comes to the monster, especially on Doshaguma, until we can upgrade our equipment, which is after Doshaguma.
All right.
Yeah, not carting is always an important part.
The white which I suggest
There is also a reason to like move. So there would be a reason to move the upgrade up to right here, like changing my equipment up to right here, but we're gonna go to Gemma afterwards. I might just like switch that honestly and do that here, so this quest is a lot less risky. Yo, Air, thank you so much for the raid. I'm coming to the Air raid. I'm doing a commentary speed run for the new game submission window. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Feel free to ask questions. I'm trying to read as much, but I've literally just been yapping this entire time. Thank you so much for the raid, Air. I really do appreciate you. We are in the big last leg of the run. There's about an hour left. I love this section. It's a rush. We only have to capture one more monster, which is really nice. The rest of these monsters are all going to be slay missions. I'm going to eat this nitro shroom. But the rest of the monsters are all going to be slay missions, which is nice. So all but one are going to be a slay mission. So we don't really have to worry about trap materials as much anymore. However, we can still use traps on all of these monsters. So, you guys remember Doshaguma? This is his very angry brother. Oh, I didn't grab it. That was weird. All right. So this is a Guardian monster, and Guardian monsters are unique in that they have this weird energy called Wilk, which I completely forgot to mention and probably should have, coursing through their bodies. Wilk is essentially the essence of wyverns, right? And I'm really, really sorry, but Wilk is like this really cool, really mysterious thing. It stands for wyvern milk. And that's disgusting, and we're going to talk about wyvern milk for the rest of the run.
Got it on the ground.
But Guardian monsters are not really monsters, but they're like genetically modified so that this ancient civilization could control them. And so they use the Wilk as like an energy source. And so that means they get that unique topple when we release enough of the Wilk from their body. And we do that by creating wounds. This poor creature has not been able to move this entire time.
Go on the offensive.
All right, so we're going to let him leave. And we're going to make sure that we grab these mite seeds. Come on, dog. So this is what all Guardian monsters do. When you've depleted them of enough energy, they try to recharge. We don't want them to do that.
It absorbs the Wilk. Is that what finishes
So, in addition to being a source for shock traps, the Great Thunderbugs can also be used as a trap. Nice. That power clash is kind of hard to do. A lot of Doshaguma's attacks are like very flowy. Oh my gosh, he's doing it again. And they're very delayed. A lot of the times he'll also get like caught in attack sequences that like we just don't want to deal with. So we can use a focus strike to just stop them, especially when he's in this enraged state. that hit me? Yup, sure does. You can also see that it did all of my health.
Its wounds are regenerating. I need to destroy them before they fully heal.
Another trap that we can use in this area is this vine trap. Yes, thank you, Slambo. I will do my best to remember. I also have to get this, I have to get this Great Thunderbug for an extra shock trap because I accidentally used one. So I can't use that right now. Nice. That's a good Wilk knockdown. So now we can go into a KO. Nice. All right. A little early on that. That's A-okay. This is going smoothly so far. Like I said earlier, too, we can't just end this by capturing the monster. These are slay quests. So we do have to hunt the monster to 0 HP. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's at least targeting the cat right now, which is nice. Oh, nope, he's targeting me. I need that to break. All right, cool. No! It's the thing that we just said not to do! I'm so broken. Okay, I'm not supposed to skip this quest timer. I need that one so I can gather some materials, but it's A-okay. I'm so broken here. I do need to gather that. We can do it here in a second. It'll like send us out.
So, what's the story?
We can just go out here really quick.
Let's keep moving, Hunter. I'll be here.
So I do need to get some materials from bone piles here real fast. It's just faster to do it when we're down here because we actually can't fast travel in this area right now. We are like in the middle of a story sequence, so we can't quite fast travel yet.
The monster dropped something.
But we need 2 Guardian Tough Bone from the area. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. Did this
The wyvern milk seems to be leaking out in irregular
Uh-oh, I don't see
locations.
that trap anymore. Okay, we'll just do the slow thing. I also still haven't gotten the... There we go. Tough Wyvern Bone. Okay, and the Great Thunderbug is gone, so we'll just have to restock in the... I have that one right there. Yeah, it just means I don't have the pit. Okay, yeah, I have to restock in here really quick.
Got a sec? I got something for you.
Could have been avoided. But that's what you get for going too fast. We can grab a couple of extra things right there. That's fine. Yeah, not ideal, but manageable. So I mentioned too, we are going to upgrade our equipment here.
Something in mind?
We're going to get our new charge blade, and then we're also going to make new armor. And so I'm really not worried about skills here. I'm mostly worried about defense. So I'm not really going to check like what skills are on what. I'm just getting things that have higher defense than what I already have. And there we go. We have a beautiful, beautiful mix set now. And what's really funny is that most of these items are the ones that we like usually get, and there are some of them that are like brand new, like that I've never gotten before, right? So I always find that pretty fun. We want to make that, and then I have one trap tool left for
Yes.
Arkveld. We are A-okay.
People too. But then the Wraith ruined everything. I'm sure everyone's just hiding now, though. We just have to find them.
All right, just making sure that we have all of our items crafted here. And the only thing that we're going to need for right now are our flashes. And next is a returning monster, but in Guardian form. It's Monster Hunter Pikachu. Rathalos. But, like, the coolest Rathalos you've ever seen that isn't Guardian Ratha from Monster Hunter Stories 2. So the great thing about this Charge Blade is that every time we do our files now, we have a skill that's called Load Shells, which means we get amp files. And amp files deal more damage. when we do file damage, which is nice. I just want to flash you out of the air. I don't want to deal with this. And also make our charged shield state last longer, too. So this monster also has HP scripted transitions. We only want to skip one of them, because the other one I don't think is skippable, and I haven't figured out if it is or not yet. Just gonna flash him out of that. I'm also gonna equip, whoops, my mantle here. We're gonna go for a trip next. Oh, he ran. Running is cheating. Oh my gosh. Hopefully this gives me a trip. I don't know if it will. It didn't. Alright, but it did give me enough of a flinch that I can just flash him again. So we have the Rock City mantle on right now. And that was that mantle that I said, right? Like, we don't get knocked around by things, but we do still take damage. Flash should have just ended. Oh, that didn't topple him. Interesting. All right. Well, I'm fine with him leaving here. He's gonna fly up and then fly back down. I'm just gonna wait for him to fly back down to jump down here just to make sure that I got the transition. And I did. I haven't been able to skip this one yet, so this one might be scripted out in the story. Have not been able to get him to skip this one. Oh, whoops, that was a torch pod. What are you doing? Stop running around. What are you doing? What are you doing? What's the dog doing?
Almost there.
Oh, I dodged really early. Okay, that's a hitbox. Alright, I don't know what was happening there, but it was. I think that was an aerial knockdown, which is unique to the Guardian Rathalos.
Looks like it's moving to a new area.
And we just want to let it leave. Oh my gosh, the wind pressure. This is going to be a little slow because I had to do that routing, but this fight's actually been really, really fast.
Let's take a quick break. Our destination is just a quick hop from here.
Oh, he landed. Damn. Yeah, let's grab that, actually. Okay, he's not going to make it anymore. Hopefully I can get a knockdown here. There we go.
Get a load of these claws.
Look out!
Just playing it safe. Okay. Unfortunate that I ate that max potion and he instantly died, but is what it is. You gotta really respect the monsters in this game. They can do a lot of damage very, very quickly. Still on a very good pace for this, though. Definitely good, like, marathon fight luck, because I've been getting a little unlucky with how we can bully the monsters. Generally, you can just keep spinning and hitting them, and it stops them. So, hey, we found Nata's village. I forgot about the story for a second. We found Nata's village. This is Tashin. Tashin is Nata's grandfather or guardian. Regardless, these are, this is a village, for the people known as the Keepers, who are descendants of an ancient civilization known as Wyveria. So the area that we are currently in is called the Ruins of Wyveria. It's very, very cool, and here's why. Monster Hunter never acknowledges its own lore, ever, and this is one of the first times that they acknowledge their lore in something, and it's very, very cool. They did name it their like super energy source Wyverian milk, so I don't trust them on a lot of things, which is you know, like it's just a terrible word. It's a terrible, gross, disgusting word, and I hate the combination of them together. Like the fact that it's just called Wyvern's milk. It's something else. I can't stand it. They have you on the hook the entire time during this game, and they're like, yeah, this Wilk stuff, super cool, limitless energy source thing. Like it releases energy when it interacts with other elements. Very, very cool. By the way, it's short for Wyvern milk. It is something else. It was such whiplash when I was playing the game. But we are in one of the cooler areas now too. Ruins of Wyveria is really neat because you kind of get to see this like effect that the Wyvern milk has on the ecosystem, and the role that Guardians now play in the ecosystem now that they don't have masters. Hello, kitty cat. Bo has come to grace the stream. Hi, little boy. That's my man. Everyone say hi to Bo.
There are monsters that will just follow people's orders.
So this next fight, if I do it well, is only a minute long. I struggle with this fight, though, sometimes. But if we do it right, it's only a minute long. So we learn about the Guardians being synthetic monsters, and we finally get to encounter... What are you... Who are you attacking? The White Wraith. This is the White Wraith. This is... I almost said Doshaguma. This is Guardian Arkveld. What's happening? There we go. Oh, the second one hit me. Very unfortunate grab. Anytime you get hit by that grab, you just gotta get... you just lose a ton of time. I'm hating this ledge right now, and also my cat. Hey, Bo, I love you, bud. Can you lay down? So the big strategy here is just trying to find openings to KO Guardian Arkveld, or at least knock him down. And just like the other Guardians, he has a knockdown linked to how much energy you can release from him. Oh my gosh. This ledge is the killer of runs, though. The moment that he gets up on that ledge, you just can't really do anything about it. Ugh. Okay. This area is also really small, so the monsters' like hitboxes get pushed around a ton. Like you can see, like I'm in front of him, I'm behind him, I'm back in front of him, I'm back behind him. Also, the optimal spot to hit Arkveld is his wings. So you're gonna see me try to like aim for his wings more than his head, but I'll still try to like hit his head with some things. Oh. I did not want to do that. That's okay. I don't want to get hit by that. This probably kills me. Two pins in a row is really bad. You can't do anything about it. And he was just like way too close. The tail! Oh my gosh. I'm getting just so unlucky right now. It's beyond belief. I still can't believe that was only a minute. Nope, that was 2 minutes 30 seconds. Yeah, that was really, really slow. Really, really unfortunate. That was just like very, very bad fight, unfortunately. But you know, it happens. You just gotta like roll with the punches. Hey, next is a fun fight. One of the most cinematic fights in the entire game.
Let's head to their camp in the cliffs.
So now that we have investigated the ruins of Wyveria and found Natsu's home, we are meeting back up with Astrum Unit to tackle another mystery.
Look who's here.
So this is our namesake for the Palico right now, which is you know, Rove's hero. We get to meet Rove. We get to meet the man himself.
Synthetic.
So you know how we've been skipping like every cutscene in this game? This is the only non-skippable cutscene the entire time. So it does give me some time to talk over Rove, because you guys don't need to hear him, right? Like surely that like he won't like have anything important to say. Oh, can you please jump down? I actually don't know why we're doing this fight. I can't remember why we came to Rove in the first place. Like I don't know like what part of the story like this was. I think we were trying to. Oh no, I do remember. We were trying to find a person called the Allharken, and we're wondering if Rove knows where we can find that person, because the Allharken knows more about the ancient civilization of Wyveria, and so we are asking. We want to know more about it. So we're trying to come to him, ask him about that civilization, ask him about the Allharken and where we can learn that. So he's pointing us in that direction. But to get there, we have to fight the apex predator of the Ice Shard Cliffs.
How did you know?
This is Rove. He has a great accent. You heard him during the Nerscylla fight a little bit. I actually don't even think I talked to him about him there. But he has a well-spoken Woodwood, and he's pretty great. But this next fight is a pseudo siege fight. Essentially, we are fighting a very, very large monster. And that monster's name is Jin Dahaad. His name is as cool as his design. He's probably one of the coolest designed monsters in the game. And it's a very long fight. It takes about 6 minutes. And we have to fight it in a very particular way. We need to trip the monster by breaking his legs. This is exactly what it sounds like. And attacking his back. During each phase of the fight, I'm going to be targeting different areas that are a little bit easier to get to during those phases. But he has an enmity, effect to him as well, where he'll focus on one player and attack that player. There are environmental traps that you can drop on him. There's a lot of different things that kind of go on in this quest, and so it's a lot to kind of hold on to, and it's really easy to get lost, you know, like while you're fighting this, and just lose time from not doing effective things. So for the first area, we are going to try to attack his back legs and get him to trip on his back. For the second area, we're going to drop a rock on him and chain two KOs together. That'll instant transition out of the second area. For the third area, we're going to pray. I have no idea how to do the third area fast, effectively, so we're just going to pray that he gives us good AI and we don't get trolled entirely. That seems like a good plan as any. But first things first, when we first enter here, I'm going to grab this Heat Mantle Bug, and we're going to do our buffs. Hello.
Go for the head and forelegs first. Let's do this.
Yeah. Love you. Alright, so just like with any Charge Blade fight, the first thing we want to do is just get all of our buffs going and get our Savage mode going, right? Which we can do with one of two ways, either getting a guard point or breaking a wound. A lot of the times, Jin Dahaad will have like a wound available, because a lot of what he does is very hard to guard point. There we go. Just barely reached that one. So the great thing is that getting focus strikes on him almost always result in a knockdown if it's on his like head or legs. I don't know. Oh, where you fell. You fell over here. So this is the back leg that we're trying to hit. Unfortunate. Enrage Roar. Oh, this is a back leg attack. Once again, ledges are not your friend in this game, and the fact that he's just like backing it up on this ledge is really unfortunate. But I'm just going to keep trying to focus on this back leg while Olivia deals with the front of him. And now that the quest map is white, I know he is transitioning to the next area, so I can go ahead, get up on my Sacred, and sharpen and move to the next area. He does HP lock between these transitions, so you just kind of need to stop attacking him. Let's see if we get the silly, funny, haha moment where he gets stuck in the wall. Yeah, he didn't. Very happy about that, because sometimes he can just get stuck on the wall. No idea why, he just does. I think that hits. Let's find out.
Nice.
Good. All right. So now that he is dropped with that environmental trap, we want to try to get a KO. And since Olivia didn't get a KO in the first area, this shouldn't be too hard to get as long as this connects. Nice. Despite Olivia using a hammer, she does not hit the head often.
Did you see any other bridges like that one? They might be equally susceptible.
So now that we got that knock... Oh. It's going to hit me. Once again, you just got to respect the damage here. We're just going to heal back up. Oh my gosh. The Palico is trying desperately. Oh, I was holding my shield there. Is that one going to hit me? No. All right, we're good. Oh my gosh, the bounce. Why did I move that way? All right, at least we hit that. I don't know what happened there. I don't know why my camera spun around the other way, or my controls did. We really do just need to get out of this phase. Getting that leg trip gives us the opening back up on the head again. Oh, I missed. Yeah, that was a bad call. I rolled instead of just morphing. This is why we have max potions. Taking time to heal takes time. And so if we can just do that with a max potion, it's a lot faster. All right, the final area here can be a little hectic because there's a lot that goes on in this phase. There are two scripted kind of attacks that Jin Dahaad does during this phase, and so we're gonna have to like interact with them. So in between them, we just want to deal as much damage as we possibly can. There are environmental traps to drop on him, but it's not very consistent, just given like how he likes to move around in this area. It's very, very unfortunate sometimes because we just never get the opportunity to drop him. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't like to move at us too much, so like trying to bait him underneath a rock is just never a good idea. But the rock drops are absolutely massive openings. Sorry, I'm just like trying to pay attention to make sure I do the right thing here. This fight is a little much sometimes. All right, so he's going into his first scripted attack here. So he's going to climb up on this structure, and we just have to dodge his attacks. He does 4 of them. We just need to make sure that we just don't get hit by them. It's actually a lot easier to get hit by these than it looks. It's sometimes hard to tell like how he is targeting, who he is targeting, and like if you're running the right direction. I've just run directly into that before, and it feels really bad. Good KO. That's actually a huge KO. So after this, he's probably going to do his next scripted attack. Yep, there it is. This should just hit me away. There we go. So he's now doing this really big ultimate attack, and it looks very cool, but we're afraid of it, so we're going to hide behind this rock. So not only are the environmental traps here part of like dealing damage to Jin Dahaad, they're also safety for Jin Dahaad. She got hit by it. This should give me another knockdown. Nice. All right, good. That's a good time. It's actually a really good time. I don't know how that was a gold, but that was a really good time. 7:26 is good. I think I can get about a minute faster than that. I'm pretty sure I've seen a 6-minute on it. So now that we've defeated Jin Dahaad, we're able to get past Jin Dahaad and get up the rest of this mountain and get to this place. This place is really, really cool. This is where we think the Allharken is, where Rove told us the Allharken is. This is a town, a place called Suja. And Suja's really cool because it seems to be unaffected by the like weather that's happening around it. Like that's the area that we just came from, right? Like the whole that's all of the ice shard cliffs.
That's where we came from.
And it's really cool that we have all this area. But the coolest thing about this area is Poogie.
You the ones?
So this is the pet the Poogie incentive. If it's met, we're gonna do this. We're gonna pet the Poogie. And he's going to be really happy about it. He also has a little frog on his head, and we love it. So the donation incentive to pet the Poogie, that's it right there. As long as it's cut off right before then, you know, as long as we reach it before then, we get to do it. But Poogie is a fan favorite. He's been in a ton of Monster Hunter games. Like in Monster Hunter Stories and Stories 2, you collect them as like collectibles around the entire world. They all have like different costumes and stuff. So it's just really cool to see Poogie up here in Suja, because he is adorable. My favorite addition. So the Allharken has told us that she can tell us what we want to know about Wyveria and Arkveld, but we have to have dinner with her. So here's our second NPC dinner. This is going to give us... excuse me. This is going to give us our health and stamina buff, as well as attack buff. It's just going to make us deal a little bit more damage, and we're also going to have more health and stamina during this. But pretty much, we're just asking, like, why do the Guardians exist? What happened to Wyveria? What's going to happen to Arkveld? Can you tell us anything? And pretty much, Wyveria, the Wyverians made the Guardians as a prelude to war. And so they are a weapon, right? Which is, you know, scary to think about. And because of that, they don't have a master anymore. Hello, can I? Okay. And so they're just kind of running amok. Doing a safety restock there because I've used a ton of resources.
Right. Leave it to me.
So at this point, we only have 4 hunts left. Like I said, once we get to the Ruins of Wyveria, this all becomes just absolute gas. I'm just double checking my resources here. Okay, I do not need to collect the... Yeah, because I did the restock, so I don't need to collect the extra shock trap because I have the trap tool. All right, so we're good. So this is the land spine. This is, and this goes down to the bottom of the Ruins of Wyveria to where we're trying to get to next. We are now of the understanding that there is something wrong with the way that the energy is being sourced in this area. There's something wrong with it. And we want to go and investigate it. I don't know how my pouch is full. But for now, we have to get down there, so we gotta fight our way through a couple more monsters to get down there. So up next is Guardian Ebony Odogaron. One of my favorite monsters, Ebony Odogaron, or just Odogaron in general. Was really excited to see it come back in this game, especially as a Guardian. So we're gonna be taking advantage of more of the Wilk explosions like we did on... Oh my gosh, that comes out so fast. I was not... I was like ready for it. I knew it was coming, but... All right, I have to focus here for a second while we do the opener. Just need to make sure that I get my buffs going before we do elemental knockdowns. So now I can pull them over here to these like little Wilk crystals. And hit that one. Oh, I jumped off! Oops. Well, that's really unfortunate. So we missed that entire knockdown. Tragically. Oh, hey, good. He put us another one here. We can't get another knockdown. Alright, we're not going to get one. We just have to fight him normally. That's unfortunate. I did not mean to run off that edge. I don't know what's happening to me. I just got hit by a small monster. I'm going to get hit by that explosion now, too. So anyways, this is going swimmingly. It's about what I expect for this. So now we're just looking for our Wilk explosion, our Wilk knockdown, and in the process getting a KO, too. So there's the KO, it looks like. That was also the Wilk release, so we might have gotten an overlap there, which would be really bad. Looks like he's still got some explosions going on, so... Yep, there's the Wilk knockdown. Alright, we're good. Sorry, a lot goes on in this quest. I'm trying to make sure that we can get through this guy. Because this can be a very fast hunt, or it can be a very slow hunt. And so, just making sure that, like, we actually get through... Oh, good iframe. But, like, actually doing this fight efficiently is very difficult. Was close to the head. There we go. That was the head. I actually got that. Let's go. All right. With any luck, he runs up to this next area and it instantly leaves. He always comes to this area, but he will likely instantly leave if we did enough damage. And we did. Nice. That's exactly what we want to see. So we still have one more area to fight him in. And while we are there, a Guardian Doshaguma likes to walk in too, and then there are two monsters that we have to deal with, and it's kind of annoying. But as long as Guardian Doshaguma knocks down the monster... Oh, really cool thing here. I missed it. Oh my gosh. There we go. Getting that Might Seed is actually a lot more difficult than it looks. I mean, it looked difficult right there, but I was trying to use the quick targeting to get an extra Might Seed there, and finally got it. Alright, so Doshaguma is going to leave, and so now we're just left to fight this guy on our own. Oh, that was bad. That's not what I wanted to do. Alright, nice. Not super clean, but we got through it. Especially spending that extra time trying to get that Might Seed. I do need that Might Seed to finish out the run. Because immediately after this quest, hey, 420, cool. That's a time. We go directly into another quest, Shaywu. So really funny thing, we just put that trap down and make him come out of his hidey hole. And Shaywu's first transition is 90%. So we just don't want to KO here. We just want to do damage to him. And he transitions, and this is an HP gated transition too. But hey, Shaywu is really cool. So Shaywu is a predator to guardians. It evolved to be like, since the guardians were just like here for eons or centuries, forever long they've been here, just like hanging out and existing, a predator naturally developed for them, and that was Shaywu. So I'm going to drop this rock on Shaywu. That jump was a little unfortunate, because I think it shortens this, but yeah, it did a little bit. Nice. All right, that's really big and scary. He's about to do a leaping attack that does a ton of damage, but if you can hit his mouth and deal enough damage, which Charge Blade is pretty comfy at doing, it knocks him over for this opening. So I want a KO next. Whoa! Okay, that's brand new. I got stunned through the Gilly Mantle, or through the what's it called? Rocksteady Mantle. That was kind of goofy. We want to stay close to him because he will start fighting us. If we stay close to him, he'll start fighting us a little bit sooner. Huh? All right, that was weird. A lot of attacks that Shaywu does too are all chip damage and they're not actual damage. So I can just keep attacking through them as long as I'm paying attention to my health. I don't really have much of a problem with that. Ow, that attack always hurts though.
Leave this to me. Heals inbound.
Thank you. There's our KO. All right, so he should be capture ready after this. This is our last monster that we're going to capture. Another very fast hunt that we just kind of run through and deal with really quick. I should have waited on this. Fortunately, you can't jump down ledges. Like, some ledges you can't jump down while you're sharpening your weapon, and it's literally every ledge in Runes of Wyveria. Double checking that I have everything that I need made here. I'm going to use this Pitfall to cap him. And we have our Gilly Mantle on to make sure that he can't see us while he falls into this. 1, 2. Nice. All right. All good. We're going into the last 2 fights of the game, and probably 2 of the best fights in the entire game. We are going to go and fight the flagship monster, followed by the, like, secret actual title boss of the game.
We came out of it with valuable new info too. Let's return to camp and plan our next move.
All right, nice. So, we have now learned that, like, where Arkveld is, and that it might be destroying the ecosystem here. And so we are taking it upon ourselves to go and do something about that because he is out of control.
Me too.
So
Do you really think?
Not sure.
we're going to go and find Arkveld. And when we go and defeat Arkveld, it's going to let us get to the Dragon Heart, which is kind of like the core energy source of, well, the Ruins of Wyveria and the entire continent. We've learned that the Dragon Torch is what's causing all of the changes in weather, the inclemency, followed by the plenty, which has been influencing all of these peoples that live here, their lives and their culture, is all influenced by this, you know, ebb and flow of seasons, this change. And so to, you know, find that source and learn about it would be important because as it stands right now, the, like, weather and the energy, it's all funky. It's all a little weird, and we don't know why, so we're going to go and investigate. I'm just going to double check my resources here. Yep, I've got 4 Might Seeds, so I can make 2 of those into Demon Powder, and we're going to use 2 of those. We're going to use 1 of each of those on this fight. I'm going to do a little bit of a slower strategy where I only use 1 of each of these, and that's just because I don't think I'm going to get lucky here. If I get a rare spawn on these Might Seeds coming up, it'll give me 4 instead of 2, and I can use 2 Might Seeds and 2 Demon Powders for the last 2 fights, which just makes them a little bit faster. If we don't get that, we kind of want to save them for the end. Oh, hey, nice! We got good RNG. All right, so I can use this now. We can grab that.
What is this?
And
I think it's...
I got it. Nice. All right, cool. So yeah, so hey, look at all this, like, blue, like, gross, nasty blood. I wonder what's doing that. If you guessed Guardian Arkveld, you were correct. It's insatiable, it's voracious, it's destroying the ecosystem, and we've got to get rid of it.
Don't let your guard down. You got it.
So this fight is a lot of like sight reading with like mild strategy involved. But a lot of this is just going to be me trying to get like a KO to start out. Oh, I got caught by that. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get caught by that because I dodged the wrong way and he's running directly into a wall. And now he's attacking the cat, so he's not looking at me. What's he doing? I can't tell. My camera's all messed up.
Leave this to me. Heals inbound.
All right, at least the cat's healing me. Oh my gosh, stop doing that attack. It's the worst attack that he can possibly do over and over again.
Now's our chance.
All right. Actually have him KO'd now, so we can deal damage to his arms to drop him for his like energy release. I want to try to keep a wound somewhere, please. Okay, it didn't hit me. Okay. A lot harder to dodge than it actually looks.
Looks like he's moving to a new area.
Whatever, I'll take it. I didn't get the energy release topple, which is fine. But I got enough to get him to come into this next area, which is important. We're going to gilly up here just so we can get a sneak attack in, because we haven't done one of those yet, and they're pretty free. Very unfortunate that all of the body parts that he has just pushed me to the back of him. There is a great Thunderbug that I want to like bait him to over next. But in the process, I also need to set up a wound somewhere. Okay, looks like I'm not going to need that wound because he's transitioning now. So we can go ahead and pop another Might Seed and Demon Powder. And we're going to place this Shock Trap underneath him. So this game has some like animation priority over some things, and this is one of those instances where the game has higher animation priority for letting Guardian Arkveld suck the wilk out of this wall. I hate all of those words, but it's exactly what's happening. I also just ran out of Savage, which is pretty bad, and I just missed that guard, and so if he gets into this trap... Oh, good. There's a wound right there. Perfect. So the next thing that I need to do is get a KO on him, just to kind of like hold his... Because if he gets to do anything here, it's kind of annoying. And it can be very detrimental for me because he's going to start dealing a lot of damage. That explosion was good. Let's go for the KO. Nice, and we got it. That KO is really important just to make sure that he doesn't get to do any kind of big, scary ultimate attacks. Unfortunately for this fight too, all of his like area transitions are HP gated, so we have to let him move until we start dealing damage again. So once the map turns white, we can't deal damage. But this is a really good pace for this fight. I am going to use the Rock City Mantle for this last area because he can just be kind of like a nuisance, moving around a ton. That is a very good setup for that topple. We got really lucky with that. And into this roar is great. The Rocksteady protects us from the roar. Rocksteady protects us from this roar too. That's not what I wanted to do, but it's what we did. All right, that got me, but that's the first grab, and I actually can just shoot a pot at his face to get dropped from it, which is nice. Since that's one of the reasons why I grabbed pots for this fight. All right, good. Well, we get a power clash here instead, so that Wilk explosion doesn't bother us. Good KO immediately into that Focus Strike to get back to Savage. That actually feels really good. And, oh, minute 50. time save. Feels awesome. That was a good fight. That was a good fight. That's also the best Arkveld fight that I've had. 4:49 sub 5 is a great time on Arkveld. We are going into our final fight now, and I mean, this last fight is very, very cinematic. It's very, very cool. But to give you the lore of what's happening here, we defeat the Guardian Arkveld, and we're able to make our way down into the bottom of the ruins of Wyveria. We encounter the dragon heart, but we find that it has been infected with a creature named Zoh Shia. Zoh Shia is an artificial monster, the weapon to end all weapons created by the late civilization of Wyveria, and it is a problem. It's not supposed to be there. It is feeding directly off of the dragon heart, and it is the reason why the ecology of this area is so wonky right now, why the weather is unpredictable, and why things are not happening the way that we anticipate them to. So Nata here has a choice. We can't skip this, but I want to watch this. Nata here has a choice. He has this pendant from his father that will destroy the dragon heart and destroy Zoh Shia and save everyone that is here. It will solve all of our problems. It's a mementos from his father. It's the last thing that he has of his father, though. And destroying the dragon heart will completely, irreversibly change all of the Forbidden Lands, all of these civilizations, and all of their culture, right? The Fire Spring will no longer happen. You'll no longer have the downpour followed by the plenty, so the Woodwoods can't gather their shiny things. You'll no longer have the inclemency in the windswept plains followed by the absolute bounty that they get afterwards. And so Nata is faced with an impossible decision here. Save everyone but destroy their way of life and lose the memento from his father, or not do that, like be selfish. And it's obviously tearing him away. It's tearing at his heart. This young man that's gone through all this trauma and all this adventure and has been with us this entire way. We made the decision for him.
We don't have to do this. There's one other option.
Hunter, are you sure? Right. It's worth a shot, isn't it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Leave this to me.
The hunter decides to take on the impossible yet again.
Watch, Nata. This is what hunters do.
I've been getting trolled by this too. I really hope this voice line works, because for some reason it doesn't.
By my own order. I will slay Zoh Shia.
This is the final fight of the speedrun, and it's a complete aura farm, and I love it. This is also a really cool fight with Charge Blade, and I'll try to explain as much as I can. Alright, Zoh Shia is just like any other Guardian. It can be disrupted by releasing the energy in its body, and so we're going to try to release all of it. This fight comes in different phases. Oh my gosh, I'm getting trolled right now. This fight comes in different phases, and so we need to push him through those phases. And the best way to do that is to deal damage to his head. Oh my gosh, please, sir, let me fight you. So the first thing I have to do is just get our charged sword back, and I gotta get full files. Because we need to start damaging the head and breaking off its parts. So we broke off his faceplate, which reveals his very scary looking head. I am in the worst position right now. I'm really just trying to like get a KO on his head, but like I don't know who he's fighting right now. All right, so we got our first KO. That's the big important part. Zoh Shia also has knockdowns associated with his head, his arms, and what type of elemental damage you deal to him. There we go, I got it. So we have to keep attacking his head to get these knockdowns in the first phase. Phase 2 will be very obvious, because this monster is going to start changing. This is just its outer shell that's made up of Wilk. And here is the true form of Zoh Shia, this very scary black dragon. Does this hit me? Nope, it doesn't, and I did it perfectly. Yes. All right, cool. Setting up for that KO is actually kind of difficult. And so getting it actually feels really good. So now we can see its true kind of like form peeking through, which is this like black grotesque energy. And once again, dealing damage to the head is going to cause him to keep toppling over, and we're going to phase him through we're going to transition him through all of his phases. Now I picked up these dragon pods at the very beginning for a reason. Oh, he didn't have one on his head. But we're going to use them to explode the wilt on the ground when he creates it. So right here, he's going to do a Nova between phases 2 and 3. It's a very cool Nova, and it's very deceiving. But we're going to use the Dragon Pods to destroy the Wilk Crystals so they can't destroy us. You can see that when he hits his own Wilk, it explodes. It turns to flame. And that's kind of scary for us. Where is this? So this is always scripted movement here. He always kind of does these things in order. I want to grab that. And we're going to bait him over underneath this. Oh my gosh, he's so nice. He's so nice. We just need him to take like 2 steps forward, and then we can drop this rock on him. This is absolutely worth it, because immediately after that, if we do this right... Okay, still hit him. He did not move forward. So that was definitely kind of scary. So now that his arms are exposed, we want to target them because they do have an elemental pop. You saw that did 324 damage. And then we want to try to go back and get the head breaks. We're going to go to the other arm because each arm has a pop in each phase. There's another 324 damage. We missed that. Oh, shit. I went the wrong way. I'm dead. Okay, I actually lived, and I have no idea how. But we take those. So generally for that explosion, you want to be behind him. The fact that I survived that is very lucky. I have no idea how I survived it, though. The best place to fight Zoh Shia is underneath his chin. So I'm trying to, like, stay there, but I also need to get this back. Nice, and we got it. Is that a knockdown? That is a knockdown. Definitely want to be hitting his head here and not his hand, but his hand's still very good hit zone. I just want to be getting the KO hits on the head. All right, phase 4, final phase.
No, there's no way.
So we're trying to use these to knock him down. It doesn't really happen in phase 3, but hitting the... Ooh, ouch. Hitting the Wilk Crystals with elemental pods does do elemental damage. You can also see his hands are glowing now, and we're going to want to hit those with our weapon. So I'm going to be trying to find an opening to knock him down. There is another rock that I could drop on him, but it's on the other side of the arena, and it's really, really slow. Okay, this is a good knockdown. This is just our hand knockdown. Why didn't that do a knockdown, though? That's so weird. Okay, or it can just die. About a minute slow, no worries. That was still a very good Zoh Shia fight. That is time. Time kind of sneaks up on us in Monster Hunter games because it just happens when the monster dies, and there's literally no warning to it. So we try to provide some. But that is Monster Hunter Wilds any percent speedrun, the brand new game all the way to the end of Monster Hunter Wilds. Our in-game time was 3 hours, 2 hours and 39 minutes. We finished in 2 hours and 48. This was getting good material RNG, but just having like some mediocre fights. So mediocre fights plus bad RNG would be probably about another 5 minutes slower, which still falls into the 3 hour estimate. I think that's the safest thing to do just because marathon luck is marathon luck. But this game is brand new, right? This game is we've only been speedrunning it for about 2 months now. I've only been speedrunning it for about a month now. And it is, when you compare the weapon up to the speedrun, it's a very, very fun speedrun. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I know it was a lot of me just kind of yapping. I really do appreciate that. I've did my best to have something prepared, and I would really like to showcase this off at SGDQ. It's really, really exciting for the Monster Hunter community to have just such another masterpiece of a video game. And it's really cool to come to this. Also, that RTA time does include watching that last cutscene, which I love showing off because I think it's so cool. It's so cool. But yeah, thank you very much for letting me considering this and letting me showcase this. I know you guys also made a special consideration for Monster Hunter Wilds for the new game submission, so thank you very much, and I really do hope you do consider this run. Okay. I guess we'll end it there. Once again, my name is JalBagel. This is Monster Hunter Wilds any percent with Charge Blade. I really hope to be able to showcase this off at SGDQ on the big stage. And until then, thank you guys again for the absolutely incredible games list. Looking forward to seeing the new game submissions make it on there as well. And I will see you all at SGDQ in good old Minneapolis. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and good luck with the rest of the games list.